Hello my loves, welcome to my channel Sun Love Stars and welcome to today's pick a card reading. If you are new here, my name is Cynthia and I'm gonna read your cards today. So today's pick a card reading was inspired by me kind of getting triggered because I clicked randomly on a pick a card reading and my intuition told me not to click on it. But do you guys know when you kind of like feel like, oh, I shouldn't watch this or I shouldn't click on this video, and then there's really something that, you know, maybe you should have avoided or was unnecessary or junk information or whatever. Anyway, so I clicked on a video on a tarot reading and I wasn't really thinking anything. It was supposed to be like white noise in the background. I just want to let you guys know what inspired me to do this reading, to be honest with you guys. So it was supposed to be like white noise in the background. I was doing something else. And then she said something about not the right time, you know, where something is not the right time. And I was like, wait a minute, what do you mean not the right time? Not the right time for what? And I was not really triggered, but it caught my attention. So she said, oh, it's not the right time for something. And I was like, what does that mean? What is, because I didn't think about anything. So for example, if you click on a video and you already have thoughts, for example, you want to move and then you click on the video and then they say it's not the right time, then it means that your thought, like you moving, it's not the right time for you to move. But I didn't have anything, I was not thinking about anything in particular, so I didn't know in which context this not the right time was. Maybe if I watched the whole reading it would have been, you know, clarified, but you know, I got a little bit like, it caught my attention. So I was like, oh my god, I'm so over the whole it's not the right time, it's not the right time, it's not the right time. I'm so over people saying that. I know they don't mean it in a bad way, but then I thought to myself, okay, because then I got a little bit like I was reacting to it. Let's say it like that. Like my soul, my spirit was reacting to that statement. And then I was asking my spirit guides, okay, you know, like then I was asking them what they mean, what is not the right time. And then I was also asking them kind of like a child that throws a temper tantrum. Then I was like, well, what is the right time for? Or what is, like, you know, if you say it's not the right time, for example, to move, then what is the right time for? Or what other area in my life is, you know, where it's the right time for something to happen. If you look at astrology, there's 12 houses, right? So for example, moving would be the 4th house. So if the planets or if the energy says, okay, you know, you're not supposed to move right now in this very moment. On the contrary, it also means that maybe the light is shining on a different aspect in your life. So if the spotlight is not on you moving, then it also means that the spotlight is on something else, meaning that it might not be the right time for this thing, but it might be the perfect time for another thing. And here I am. Then I was like, okay, I want to do a reading on that, because again, I feel like you hear so often in the spiritual community kind of like, oh, it's not the right time for something, it's not the right time for something. And to some extent I agree, because I feel like we, you know, like I can say I want a beautiful garden, but I cannot decide when the tree will grow or how fast the tree is growing. So there's certain things that are in control, or I am in control of certain things. I am in control of buying the seeds. I am in control of watering, you know, the seed. I am in control of making sure that the seed gets enough sunlight, but I'm not in control of, you know, like how fast the tree is growing or when the tree will have fruit or something along those lines. Okay, I can kind of like influence it, but I cannot decide it. Like on Thursday there's gonna be peaches growing, you know, I cannot decide that, I think. But I can, like, there's certain things that we can control, and then there's certain things where the universe is in control or the natural rhythm of the universe is in control. But I feel like it's not always, oh, it's not the right time, because sometimes when you always say it's not the right time, you basically manifest it. Does that make sense? So we kind of like co-create. Sometimes it's really like, okay, you need to be patient, you need to work with the universe. If the universe is like giving you resistance or it just doesn't feel right, because sometimes certain things don't even feel right. You might feel like you want to move, but something inside of your soul also tells you, wait, maybe I'm supposed to be here for a little longer. So I was thinking to myself, I want to do a reading on what is the perfect timing. Like, it's the perfect timing for what to happen in your life. Like, where the universe or the stars are aligning, or even like your soul and your spirit and even your thoughts are aligning for something to manifest, or it is the perfect time for you, the perfect timing for you to experience that, to try that, to think that, to do that. Okay, so this is what I want to actually talk about today, because again, I feel like sometimes we are co-creating the whole living, which is funny because I only had thoughts about that yesterday. You know, like we are living kind of like where we are not making decisions on our own, and also spirit and the universe is not making decisions on its own. It's kind of like where I make decisions, spirit makes decisions. I make decisions, spirit makes decisions. Kind of like when you are in a partnership, we are literally in a partnership and in a relationship with the universe, you know, whether you want to call it God, whether you want to call it Mother Earth, whether you want to call it like Father Heaven or whatever, you are in a relationship with the universe. So sometimes the universe says, yes, today is the right day for something to happen. And sometimes you decide with your words and your actions and you feeling, or you getting mentally ready, where you say, okay, today is the right day for something to happen. And the universe is like, okay, if you say so, then I'm going to make it happen. And sometimes the universe is like, no, today's not the right day. We're going to make it happen on another day. And sometimes you're like, okay, I trust the universe. When you say the time is right, the time is right. So this is basically what we're going to look at today. Basically, we're going to look at, is the perfect timing for what to happen in your life, or it's the perfect timing for this to happen. And we're gonna look at what this in quotation marks is. Okay, you couldn't tell, I am a Libra. I'm a Libra moon. So for me, things only make sense when it's both energies. Like when you control something, like sometimes you are in control and sometimes you're not. Sometimes you listen and sometimes you speak. The way I see the world, it always has to be a balance between both energies. It's never like totally the universe, and it's also never totally you. You know, I never see things in like totality. I usually see them in like balance, where two energies are somehow coexisting and both can be right at the same time depending on the day. Sometimes it's you who is manifesting that something is happening, and sometimes the stars are just aligning in the universe. And your spirit guides are deciding that today is the right day for something to happen or for something to manifest, okay? So I'm super duper excited. In the next step, you can choose between 3 images. If you feel super duper indecisive, you can go on Google, find a number generator, ask your spirit guides or God or the universe to guide you to the right pile, and I'm gonna see you there. pile number 1. Give me a little second here. I'm just lighting some Palo Santo here. What do you prefer? Because I know there's like sage. You can like burn sage, or you can, like most people usually burn either sage or Palo Santo. And I used to burn sage a long time, but I felt like it was super duper messy. I really love using Palo Santo. I don't even know why I'm talking to you like chit chat, but I think it probably is in connection with the energy that I pick up here. So pile number 1, that's the image that you chose. If you did not watch the intro, I would recommend for you to watch it. It's probably only 2 minutes or something, but essentially what we're going to look at is, you know how sometimes people say it's not the right time, or like when you go to like a tarot reader or you hear certain stuff, usually, or like a lot of times, the sentence that I hear a lot in the spiritual community is like, it's not the right time for something. And probably I've done that myself a lot too, but I recently had this like epiphany that we are in a relationship with the universe. So we are in a partnership with the universe, meaning that sometimes you decide when it is the right time for something by your actions, your thoughts, and you preparing yourself mentally, physically, emotionally. That's when you make the decision that you are ready for something to happen. So sometimes it's up to you to say it is the right time for something to happen, or it's the perfect time for something to happen. And sometimes it's really the universe that is deciding, or your spirit guides deciding when the right time or the perfect time is for something to happen. But if we always say it's not the right time, it's not the right time, it's not the right time, you actually literally manifest that. And maybe it is the right time if you would only change, you know, your mindset, or if you would change the it's not the right time to it is the right time. And even if it's not the right time yet, you're still manifesting that at some point it's going to be the right time by saying it, because then, you know, like you're starting to, your actions start to be in sync with the statement, it's the right time. Does that make sense? So that's why I'm doing this reading, because I feel like sometimes we manifest for the perfect timing, like it's the perfect timing for something to happen because I'm manifesting it. And sometimes it's the universe or your spirit guides making a decision, because we are in a partnership. Sometimes the universe makes a decision and sometimes you make a decision. At least that's how I see it. So we are going to look at, it's the perfect time for it to happen, or it's the perfect time for what to happen in your life. Because if we say something is not the right time, there also has to be something that is the right time. It's the perfect time for ... to happen. And this is what we're going to look at today, okay? So give me a few moments here. I'm going to channel the energy. Okay. It's the perfect time for what to happen in pile number 1's life. First of all, I want to go a little bit into the channeled messages, or the kind of like, I just want to tap into the energy before I show you the cards. So the image that you chose reminds me of, I'm seeing a scenario here, because the universe is showing me images. So the universe is showing me like a lady, and she is decorating her apartment. She's thinking about, if you literally look at it, I think it's somebody trying to make a decision which color they want to choose. So I'm being brought to a kitchen, like kitchen decoration, or something about, I just got my new apartment and I want to, you know, because I love a little story time when I watch tarot readings. She is trying to make a decision between different colors. This could be like a different color for her design, you know, she's designing something, kind of like she's designing a skirt, or she's designing like her apartment, she's refurnishing or buying new furniture. She's, you know, like looking at the different colors, and then she's picking up the phone. Oh, that's so funny. Okay, because sometimes I talk and I don't know that it's gonna be in sync with the cards here, but then she is calling you. Okay, she's calling you and she's like, pile number 1, can you please come over? I cannot make a decision. I'm trying to find the perfect color for my walls, or I'm trying to find the right fit for something. Okay, so essentially what I'm trying to say here is that I feel like somebody's manifesting you right now. Okay, so I pick up a strong energy that pile number 1, what you don't know is that somebody's manifesting you right now, because I'm picking up the energy of someone who's designing clothing and maybe they don't have anybody around them that understands their passion for clothing or fashion. So they're telling the universe, oh, I wish for like a friend, or I wish for like somebody that would understand my passion for fashion. Or I would love like when this person already created all their pieces, you know, they already, you know, came up with their own clothing line, and they're saying, oh, I wish somebody would, you know, model for me or model my clothing. I'm looking for the perfect person, you know, like I'm looking for the person that really, you know, like their whole, you know, energy, their aura is in sync or is in alignment with the clothing that I design. So they're thinking to themselves, oh, I wish I had somebody that would model my clothes, or I wish somebody would help me to find the right color. I'm picking up the energy of like, I wish somebody would help me with the light installation for my exhibition, or I wish somebody would have the same passion as me for interior design. Does that make sense? So I'm picking up a strong energy here that pile number one, somebody's manifesting you right now. Somebody's wishing for someone like you, because I pick up it's the perfect time, basically. It's the perfect time for you and another person to be creative. It's the perfect time for a lot of you guys, if you have like a business, because we have the Capricorn energy. Capricorn energy is the 10th house, okay? 10th house meaning that's the house where it's the house of entrepreneurs. That's the house of people that have their own thing going. May it be a restaurant, may it be a clothing line, may it be skincare, may it be somebody who's a self-published author. All these things, you can find them in the 10th house, where a lot of like self-employment, big CEOs, big companies, or doing something on your own, making money on your own, multiple sources of income, the relationship between boss and assistant, or model and model agency, or the relationship or the connection between like, because you know what I'm picking up here? I pick up like a strong energy of it's the perfect time either for you to find an assistant or for you to become the assistant of somebody. Hear me out. I know it sounds a little bit weird, like what the fuck are you talking about? But what I mean by that is there is like a self-employed person, a freelancer, a CEO, somebody who's very creative, or somebody who's working on like a big thing. They want to, you know, open up their own hotel, and they're still looking for somebody that understands their vision. They're still looking for somebody that, you know, is going to help them with the light installation and making decisions about which carpets is going to look good, or something about like, there is somebody out there that would love to hear your opinion about like, what kind of slogan are we going to use, or what kind of slogan should I use? So when I say assistant, I don't necessarily mean kind of like where you are the small assistant and this person's like a big CEO. I feel like a strong energy of like business partnerships. It's a very, very it's the perfect time for you to find the perfect match when it comes to, you know, this person is a CEO, or this person does something freaking cool. You admire this person's work, and they admire like your support, or they really appreciate your input, they appreciate your opinion. Or it's literally two people that want to have a business together, and you both don't know what kind of business you want, but as soon as you come together and spend time together, there's like this big business idea that comes through, or something about let's find a second or third source of income. Let's become self-employed together. Let's be freelancers together. Let's help each other on this journey of, you know, manifesting, you know, a reputation, manifesting a brand, becoming a bigger brand, or something along those lines. Or literally, if it doesn't go in the energy of business, it's definitely like something creative, because I pick up like the energy. There's different people, and different people have different passions, okay? But I feel like a strong energy here. Again, it's the perfect time for you to find the perfect match. May that be two people that are owning a business and they're helping each other with their business, two people that want to own a business, want to be self-employed, want to be freelancers, and they're helping each other. There might be one person that already is self-employed, the other person is not yet, but this person has the ambition to get there, and then you guys help each other, right? Or two people that already are self-employed, already are freelancers, or there could even be an energy where you don't know yet that you will be a business partner of somebody in the future, or it's the perfect time for you to actually meet this person. So for some of you guys, you might tell me, I always wanted to do something like that, but you know, I didn't really take action when it comes to that energy, but you were thinking about it so much, or there's like this information is in your soul, like in your soul. there's a chapter, or in your soul there's a chapter written where you somehow are in contact with a creative person, with an artist, with an author, and you're going to help this person like with their book, do you say book release, or you're going to help this person with throwing a release party, or you're going to help this person with you know, creating a music video, and you don't even know yet, maybe it's not you who wants to be in the spotlight, okay, because there could also be a strong energy where it's a perfect time for you to be in the spotlight with another person, or for you to help each other to get to the top, or to get to the spotlight, or to create something big, okay? May that be your own little restaurant, or may that be like literally a big company, a big brand, may that be like writing a book, being, you know, a best-selling author, coming up with a course or a class, okay? It doesn't matter. And I pick up the energy here. It's like the perfect time for you to meet the right people to work with. And again, even if you tell me you don't have your own business, you never thought about having your own business, I feel like there is a business owner, a CEO, or somebody who's very creative that is actually looking for someone like you, where you are kind of like you are in sync. Your energy, your soul, and your spirit is in sync with the other person's energy and soul and spirit. And you might actually be really surprised that, because some people, they know that they want to become self-employed. Some people know that they want to be a business owner. Some people know that they want to be their own boss in the future. Right? Some people already know that. For example, me, I always knew. Back in the days, I was like 15 or 16, and for me, it was never about the money. For me, it was always about like how fun it must be to, you know, open something up and work on it. And this is what I was talking about, where for some of you guys, because, you know, that's the cool part about tarot readings, because sometimes you're like, I don't know what this lady's talking about, and like 1 year from now it totally makes sense. Like, you never saw yourself being self-employed, but you somehow end up in a position where you become self-employed, or your life changes from one day to the other because of a conversation with somebody, or somebody inspires you so much that you actually end up being self-employed. And it was never your idea. For some of you guys, it was never your idea, but it was part of your destiny to do something on your own, or it was part of your destiny to be part of like a big fashion show. It was part of your destiny to help somebody open up their restaurant. It is part of your destiny to help somebody with, you know, the hotel renovation because they're opening up their own Airbnb. I can never say that word, okay? And for others of you, this has always been something that was in your soul and in your spirit, and your spirit guides are saying that it is the perfect time for this to manifest. It's the perfect time for you to find the right people that understand your vision. Or again, I feel like there's a particular person that is basically manifesting you right now. I wish somebody was just as business minded as me. I wish somebody was on the self-employment journey as me, because I want to talk to the other person what they're dealing with right now. I want to be friends with other freelancers because they understand my time schedule. I want to be with somebody that, you know, we work on the weekend, because, you know, what I'm picking up here is with the Two of Cups here again, listen to me. Guys, there is a perfect match. There's like a person that is perfect for you, or like something about like you are perfect for each other. I'm hearing a match made in heaven. Okay, so it's the perfect time for you to meet somebody that is a match made in heaven. May that be business, platonic, or romantic. And even if it is romantic, I feel like you're going to end up working together. You're going to end up like creating a business, or you're going to end up even be that the person that you're going to end up falling in love with is actually a CEO, or is actually self-employed or a freelancer. So they're going to introduce you to this world of being a CEO, doing things on your own. They could be somebody that creates exhibitions. They need to do a light installation. They have to go to meetings on the weekend. They have to network and collaborate and go to parties or go to events to connect with people. They maybe work on like their brand or their business with their website and stuff like that. Even if you have nothing to do with it, I feel like you're manifesting somebody that does something like that, and they're going to introduce you to this world. Because there's something clicking between the two of you, where you maybe have like a brilliant mind, and it's kind of like your brilliant mind is appreciated in that energy of business, in that energy of self-employment, in that energy of creative projects and art and stuff like that. Okay, where maybe in your normal job, your creativity is not something that you need. Like, you need more of like your logical mind for some of you guys. For some of you guys, in your job you use more your logical mind, or you maybe use your physical strength in your job. But it's kind of like where, again, even if you have nothing to do with self-employment, CEO, business and stuff like that, even if you have nothing to do with all of that, it's the energy where this person, whoever this person is, because they are a boss, or they're I'm hearing this is so funny, I'm hearing their claim to fame, I don't know. Okay, so this could be somebody who's on social media or whatever, it doesn't have to be. But this person would appreciate such a brilliant mind than yours, okay? Because again, maybe where you work, your creativity is not required, or your creativity is not really something like, it's not like a skill that is needed in your job. But this person, whoever this person is, because they're manifesting you right now, whoever this person is, they would appreciate your brilliant mind, or they would appreciate like the way you interpret art. They would appreciate the way you make decisions when it comes to like, oh, I would choose this color instead of that one. There's somebody that would really appreciate your brilliant mind, or your creativity, or the way you interpret, or the way you look at the world. It would actually really help them with their business, or with their fashion, or with something. Because I feel like for a lot of you guys, it's the perfect time for you to be connected to those type of people, okay? That's what it feels like to me here. And again, for others of you, this was always something in your heart, that you wanted to do something creative and stuff like that. And Spirit is saying it's the perfect time for you to find the right people to build a business. It's the right time for you to find the right people to work with, you know, on the weekend, to exchange ideas with, okay? For some of you guys, it's a perfect time for you to find an assistant. If you already have your own business, it's a perfect time for you to find an assistant. Or if you are an assistant, or you want an assistant position for somebody, like if you always wanted to be like the manager, the social media manager, or the assistant for somebody, like where you always wanted to be behind the scenes of like a big project, or if you always wanted to like help people in a bigger position, where you were like, oh, I don't want to be in the spotlight myself, but I enjoy the benefits of being in the spotlight, or I enjoy the benefits of being part of big projects, and I wouldn't mind to be behind the scenes and help this person, for example, with the way that they dress. I would love to help this person with like emotional support. Like I just want to be at the fashion show. I don't want to walk on the fashion show, but I want to be there. I want to be present, and I don't mind, you know, like lending a helping hand for the person that is in the spotlight. Does that make sense? Okay, so that's what I'm picking up here. And for others of you, this is literally two people that are meant to be in the spotlight, two people that are meant to be a boss, a CEO, to create a bigger brand, two people that are meant to make music and gain a following, gain an audience, okay? Or something about, it could even be like a little coffee shop, a little bakery. This could be a pottery bakery. This could be like an art studio, okay? So just see how it fits in your life. But it is the perfect time for you to find the perfect person for such things, okay? For some of you guys, again, it's the perfect time for you to become the assistant of somebody big, or it's the perfect time for you to find an assistant, okay? Or to somehow receive assistance from somebody that understands you. Because we have the king. I didn't even notice that until I laid all the cards out, because we literally have the King of Swords here, okay, and we have the Queen of Swords here. The King and the Queen of Swords are a complete perfect match. They have the same vision, they have a similar mind, they have a similar goal, okay? And especially with the 10th house with Capricorn, I feel like, again, it's the perfect time for you to work on your business. It's the perfect time for you to collaborate. I would not even necessarily say collaborate with people. I would say like, because it doesn't feel like, to be honest with you, it doesn't feel like, because we have the Two of Cups and we have the Two of Pentacles here. Usually the Three of Cups or the Three of Pentacles shows like a group of people. So like a group of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people. But if we have the Two of Cups here and the Two of Pentacles, for me this feels like a partnership, like two people. Okay, so I'm not talking about, not for everybody, I'm not talking necessarily about like you collaborating with 3 other people, or you being like in big groups of people. I pick up like where two people, one person is maybe behind the scenes and they really enjoy their position in behind the scenes because they don't like the spotlight. One person doesn't like to be in the spotlight, but they like to witness what it feels like to live such a lifestyle, or to have their own business, or where kind of like where it feels adventurous for you to witness another person's like walk, you know, when it comes to building their business, where you want to be like, you want to witness how this person is like creating or building their own restaurant. It's like something that inspires you, that that is exciting you, even if you don't want to do it on your own. There's something that excites you about this idea of like, okay, we're gonna meet on the weekend, and you know, we're going to look for it. We're going to look for a tapestry together. We're going to choose different furniture for your apartment, or we're going to, you know, look for a location where you can, you know, like do your book release and stuff like that. All of these things, they maybe really excite you. For some of you guys, I even feel like you don't even know that this is like part of what you're meant to do, or part of like, it's going to bring a lot of joy to you, even to the point where you're like, wow, you know, like working on stuff together, building a website together, you know, like creating stuff together, taking pictures together, helping another person with their exhibition, with the light installation, is so much more fun than just going out to eat. Just an example, okay? I'm not bashing anything. I'm just saying, like, some people really love working, and I pick up like a strong energy where if you have workaholic tendencies, there is another person who also has workaholic tendencies, where two people that really love to work come together, like, and it doesn't even feel like work, because maybe it's like your own little project. So when you work on your own little project, like a music video, it is work, but it also brings so much joy to you. Okay, so other people would be like, oh my God, on the weekend, I'm not gonna work on like a music video, and I'm not gonna, you know, like go out and buy furniture and stuff like that. That's too, like, I'm not gonna paint the walls. Like my weekend is for me to lay in bed and eat food and stuff like that, which is beautiful. But other people find more happiness in doing something like, oh my God, I created this piece of jewelry this weekend, or we're creating a piece of jewelry, we're finding like a nice, how do you say that, like a nice do you say that, like a nice cartonnage? I don't know how you say that in English, like package, yeah, where we design packaging for my new jewelry and stuff like that. And it's like, it's more fun, where you find more fun in like creating and doing stuff and seeing that something is growing. This could even be like plant growing, where you want to grow plants together, and you have so much joy and fun seeing how the plant is growing every weekend. And for other people it would be too much work, but for you this work is actually like your passion, or it's fun for you to see something grow and see something progress and stuff like that. Okay, so I pick up like a strong energy where it's the perfect time for you to find the perfect match. Okay, and again, I feel like it's like two people, you and another person. You are manifesting each other because you're supposed to create websites together. You're supposed to go to meetings together. You're supposed to network together. You're supposed to find clients together. You're supposed to maybe in the future have your coffee shop together, your bar together, you know, where you're supposed to do something, like create something or help each other create something. Okay, so again, somebody could be in the spotlight, the other person's more behind the scenes, and both love their position. I love to be in the spotlight, you love to be behind the scenes, or both people love to be in the spotlight and they help each other, like with the struggle or whatever that comes with that, with the territory. Or this could even be two people that are behind the scenes, but they are somehow involved in bigger projects, in event. I'm also being brought to event management, okay? Something about where you are meant to be friends with a fashion designer, a photographer, an artist, somebody who does sculptures, who creates sculptures. You're meant to be friends with somebody who writes their own books. You're meant to be friends, or you're meant to befriend or manifest like something big with other people, or with like this particular person. So I feel like it's the perfect time for you to meet this person. Okay, you guys are meant to somehow spend weekends together working on something, spend weekends together being creative, spend weekends together kind of like visualizing. Two people are visionaries. Okay, something about where two people, like where you work on something that is going to become very successful 2 years from now, 1 year from now, 3 years from now. Does that make sense? Because how does it start? Two people come together, they have like a burning passion to create something magnificent, or to see something grow, or to do something big, where some people really love a calm life and other people really love like a big life, or they like big events, or they like to do something big, or they like to kind of like work on something big and even like risky. Because for example, opening up your own hotel into your own Airbnb, or becoming self-employed, going into real estate, going into cryptocurrency. All of these things are kind of like they require for somebody to really be passionate about it, because it's a lot of work and it takes a lot of dedication, and maybe even like a sharp mind, okay, where there's two minds coming together, you and another person. Now, I'm not gonna front, because I feel like for some of you guys it's literally like with the Two of Cups, okay? With the Two of Cups, this is literally where you are meant to fall in love. Okay, it's the perfect time for you to fall in love. May that be falling in love with another person where you're like, oh my God, I'm so happy I'm working with this person. I'm so happy that I'm helping this person with their projects. I admire them. I love what they create. I love the clothing that they create. And I'm so happy to be part of this whole story. I'm so happy to be part of their success story, right? And then for others of you, this could be like you're falling in love with another person who is just as workaholic as you, who's just as visionary as you. This is like a person who's working now. Like this is like a person who feels like, I'm gonna, I'm gonna work hard now so that I can retire early, or I'm gonna work hard now so that I have enough money to have the best vacation or to live a good life. Does that make sense? Where two people that are very disciplined, like, because Capricorn energy is like surrounded by Saturn energy. So there's an energy of like, it's the perfect time for you to be disciplined, where I'm even hearing like where love is, merging with work, or something about where two people are disciplined, helping each other to be ambitious. Two people help each other to be disciplined, to be ambitious, to not give up, to put in work, or where it's easier for you to put in work or to make something grow or to be confident about something because you have a person next to you. So for some of you guys, it's the perfect time for you to fall in love, but it feels like it's not just falling in love, it's like it's work and love comes together. I pick up like an energy where work is coming together with love, or work is coming together with a company, or something about a company, a business, a brand, or it could be like friendship and work is coming together, kind of like where two people are soulmates. They love each other on a friendship basis, but they're also supposed to have their own brand together. There's literally somebody who wants to open up like a brand or whatever, and they're looking for the perfect partner, the perfect person to build with, and it would actually be you, pile number one, okay? Something about where there's two people either falling in love with each other, but they're also working together on something. They're both on the journey of, you both are freelancers, you both want to be self-employed, you both want to be freelancer artists, you both want to be a boss in the future. You maybe both are already a boss right now in this very moment, and there's struggles that come with being self-employed, having your own business and stuff like that. And it's like good to have somebody who can listen to you and knows where you're coming from, because if you do something like that, you would also need somebody that understands what you're going through and what you need help with and stuff like that, okay? So for some of you guys, it's like work comes together with love. You fall in love with like a CEO, or you fall in love with somebody who does big things, or somebody who's on a journey to self-employment, on a journey to becoming a freelancer, on a journey for freedom, or something about where somebody's building their reputation, building their brand, building their following, or they're basically working on their business right now, okay? And for others of you, this is like a friendship where two people, they are like in a friendship together and they both understand each other. You understand this person's vision, they understand your vision, they give you ideas, you give them ideas, okay? And then you guys help each other to climb the mountain, to reach the top. That's what it feels like to me here, okay? So Spirit is saying there's already people around you. It's already like, it's gonna be easy for you to find people to work with right now, or to find people that understand your vision, or that appreciate, that really appreciate like your opinion, or that really appreciate like your mind. There's like somebody that is going to appreciate your mind so much, or you're gonna feel so happy and blessed about another person and how they understand you without you even telling them anything. But it has something to do with creative projects, business, career, your reputation, where you want to go, where you want to be 5 years from now, where you want to be like 1 year from now, okay? These people understand you, or this person in particular understands you, okay? So for example, I don't know if this is available in your country, but where I live, there's like bamboo, but there's also bamboo business. So this is what I'm picking up here, like an energy of like bamboo business or meeting up with people, kind of like where you go to like a seminar, excuse me, a course or a class, where you, for example, go to like a seminar or like a course or a class or like a presentation, or like an event for business people, an event for people that want to become self-employed, an event for freelancers, an event for artists, an event for like photographers. Okay, I feel like that's where you're gonna meet this person. For some of you guys, again, there could be like online apps or apps where you find friends, like an app that is specifically for friends, or an app that is specifically for artists, or an app that is like specifically for people to connect with each other when it comes to like business ideas, helping each other out with each other's businesses and stuff like that. Okay, is what I'm picking up here. Hold on, guys, I want to drink something. Okay, now another thing that I'm picking up here is, excuse me, I do feel like it's also the perfect time for you to focus on visualizing. Listen to me. Your spirit guides are saying what you write down in your journal right now. Okay, when you write down, oh, you know, my my cake business is going great, and I, you know, hit all these numbers, and everybody loves the cake that I provide, and my cake is famous now in Italy or wherever you live. Everything that you write down right now, everything that you visualize right now is going to manifest within the next couple of months, meaning that your spirit guides are saying it's the perfect time for you to visualize, or it's the perfect time for you to take care of the future by putting the energy out right now in this very moment. Like you're writing down, my business is going great, you know, my creative projects, I feel so inspired, I finished my whole book and stuff like that. Everything that you write down right now and everything that you visualize is going to impact how the end of the year is going to look, because I specifically hear, depending on when you're going to see this video, but I pick up the energy, we are in the middle of this year, and spirit is telling me everything that you write down right now, everything that you think right now, everything that you speak out into existence right now is going to manifest within the next 6 months, meaning that the end of the year, the way the end of this year or the way the next 6 months are going to look like depends on what energy you put out right now. Okay, so everything that you write down right now is determining how your New Year's Eve is going to look like, or how your Christmas is going to look like, or again, it doesn't matter when you click on this video. Let's say, for example, it's winter season when you click on this video. Everything that you think about, everything that you write down right now is going to determine what your spring equinox is going to look like, what your summer season is going to look like. So they're telling you it's the perfect time for you to visualize. It's the perfect time for you to be very clear on what you want. Write it down. Think every day, my bakery is successful. My bakery is freaking amazing. Everybody loves my cake. You think that every day. You think that every day. Every morning when you wake up, you tell yourself, my cake is successful. Everybody loves my cake, the cake that I provide. My cake business. It's going to manifest, or you're going to see the huge impact by the end of this year, where the end of, like, you're taking care of the end of this year. You're taking care of what is going to happen in the future by the energy that you put out right now. That's what spirit is letting you know. It's a perfect time for you to decide what you want your next 6 months to look like, what you want your next 3 months to look like, by writing it down, by being very focused, very like tunnel vision. Every day you tell yourself, okay, I'm going to lose weight, I'm going to look great in 3 months, I'm going to look great in 3 months. You tell yourself that every day, and that's how you take care of the results that you're going to have within the next 3 months. Okay, that's what it feels like to me here. There's something about, it's the perfect time for you to become headstrong, is what I'm picking up here. Something about, it's the perfect time for you to it's the perfect time for you to build strength. It could be literally like your physical body, where your spirit guides are saying maybe whatever you're asking for requires for you to be physically fit or physically strong. So they're saying it's the perfect time for you to focus on becoming physically strong or building strength physically. For others of you, this could be mentally, where your spirit guides are saying it's the perfect time for you to build strength mentally. Okay, to build strength mentally, where you go through different things, but it makes you stronger mentally. Does that make sense? Something about where it's the perfect time for you to become so focused. I'm even picking up an energy of like becoming stubborn. Something about becoming stubborn, because you know, people that achieve their goals, no matter what that goal is, they're very stubborn. This is what I want. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you say. Their stubbornness is actually helping them to achieve their goal. If they were not stubborn, at some point they would stop, right? But they're so stubborn, I want this, that they stay in that energy. They keep thinking it. It doesn't matter what you say, and it doesn't matter what you say. So their stubbornness is actually helping them to get to their goal. Okay, stubbornness is always, it's not always a bad thing, especially if you're trying to manifest something. I feel like stubbornness is really good. When it comes to like, I want this and I don't care what is happening right now. I know I want this and I know I'm going to get it. The more focused I am, or the more energy that I put out into the universe, the closer I come to my goal. And again, I don't care what you say and I don't care what you say. I'm going to be stubborn. This is what I want. I decide in this very moment that this is what I want. And because thoughts become things, because your words become your reality. And if you don't believe me, start taking your journal and start writing things down, and you're going to see that whatever you write down is actually manifesting in your life, if you want to do experiments and see if it is really true. Okay, but there's something about it's the perfect time for you to build resilience, to become headstrong, to become dominant, to kind of like have a tunnel vision, or to not stop, to be stubborn, to not listen to anybody, but to focus on your goal, kind of like a ram, or like a really stubborn person, like an Aries. Okay, is what I'm picking up here. It's a perfect time for you to kind of like there's an energy, it's a perfect time for you to be stubborn about what you want, or to not listen to anybody, to have a tunnel vision. It's the perfect time for you to kind of like cut out distractions, or anything that makes you insecure or makes you feel insecure about what you want. Kind of like where it's the perfect time for you to have a tunnel vision on something. Because sometimes the universe says, go with the flow, let yourself get inspired. This feels more like fixed. This is what I want. In the next 3 months, I'm going to put all this work in. Kind of like the next 3 months, I'm going to put in the work. The next 6 months, I'm going to put in the work so that I get what I want. That's what it feels like to me here. But you can tell it's like very straightforward. No ifs, buts, and whatever. It's just, this is what I want. Simplicity. I want this to happen in my life. So I speak it into existence, because everything is mental. Okay? That's what it feels like to me. It's a perfect time for you to be stubborn, to be focused, to cut out people, to not even like closing your ears. When somebody says something like, oh, it's going to take some time, I didn't hear you. 3 months. It's going to happen in 3 months. Okay? Closing your ears to people that make you feel insecure. It's a nope. Reading books about the topic. Okay, not to read books about other topics, to only read books about the topic, or about this tunnel vision, about this thing that you want. Read books about it, watch videos about it. If you hear something that you don't want to hear, close your ears. Because right now it's very important for you to stay focused and not give up, or to keep going. Okay, meaning that any distractions must go, or anybody that makes you feel like you cannot achieve something or you cannot get somewhere, it needs to go. You need to kind of like, you know, it's a tunnel vision. You don't see anything but that thing, okay? It's also a perfect time for you to visualize something about where your third eye, or your visualization is very strong, or the energy is very auspicious for you to visualize, okay? But again, there's already somebody in your surroundings that is a perfect match for you. This could be literally a soulmate in business. A soulmate in business where they're your soulmate business. No, your business soulmate. Or you're meeting your soulmate, you're meeting your true love, you're meeting maybe even your future spouse, okay? But you're supposed to work together on something. There's going to be a CEO assistant energy. Somebody is in the spotlight, maybe somebody's not. Both people are in the spotlight. Both people want to be in the spotlight. Both people already think about retirement, putting, you know, buying stocks, putting money away for the future, retiring early. How are we going to get there? That's the energy that I pick up here, okay? Because we also have the card here, keep going. And it says, look at that. it says, use the energy of any disappointment to fuel your creative project with authentic emotion. You see, and this is basically what I was trying to tell you in the intro, where the reason why I'm actually doing this reading is because I felt some type of way about, I clicked on a video and it was supposed to be background noise. It was a pick a card reading, and no shade to the person that was reading the cards, but somehow in this moment I was reacting, or I felt a strong reaction because she said something like it's not the right time for something. And then I got like, I started to react to it, kind of like, I am so over people saying it's not the right time, because I feel like, one, if you always say it's not the right time for something, you actually manifest it, right? Because sometimes it really is not the right time, but sometimes you are manifesting that it is not the right time. When you start saying it is the right time, it is the right time because you're manifesting it. So I was kind of like, I was reacting to it, but me being triggered by it actually was inspiring me to do this reading. That's what your spirit guides basically want you to do right now. To any disappointments that you go through, they might actually be your stepping stone to your next idea, your stepping stone to your next creative project, your stepping stone to some type of inspired action, that you do something like, oh, this happened and I don't feel good about it, so let me make something good out of this. And that's how you're somehow gonna find your way to this person, or that's how you guys are gonna find each other. That's what it feels like to me here, okay? We also have the card here, share your art with the world. It's time, you see, it's time to allow others to enjoy your creative work, okay? So there could be an energy where it's time for you to be part of somebody else's project, okay? Somebody else's art. May that be they want to take pictures of you, they want to, you know, get inspired by you, where you're supposed to be the muse of somebody, or you're supposed to share your projects and your art and your ideas and your visions with another person. Okay, and I'm also hearing, don't drop the ball right now, because I feel like a lot of you guys, you already are in the energy of creating something, in the energy of finding cool new ideas, getting inspired and stuff like that, working on your business, working on becoming self-employed, working on somehow finding, you know, your dream job, your dream career, or to kind of like have a big breakthrough in your career. Look at that, because this right here for me also feels like a breakthrough. I feel like it's the perfect time for you to have a breakthrough in your career, or to have a breakthrough with your purpose, or yeah, to have a breakthrough with your purpose, to have a breakthrough with your idea, or to have like a you know, like an overload of creative ideas. But those creative ideas might actually come from like shitty situations or disappointments, okay? Because if I think about a lot of stuff that I've done, I usually have done these things because I was very sad. Something about where something that makes you feel sad, or something that makes you feel like bummed out, or something along those lines is like going to be the stepping stone, or it's going to be the reason why you're going to be very happy in the future. It's like when you're so mad at somebody betraying you that you start a clothing line, and the clothing line says, stay away from me if you're a snake. And then people love that idea because people have dealt with snakes too. So then your clothing line becomes like super duper, you know, like popular and famous and stuff like that. Look at that confirmation. But this idea came from you getting betrayed, but this betrayal brought you to this idea, and then this idea brings you to like your new life. Okay, that's what it feels like to me here. So it's the perfect time for you to keep going. Don't drop the ball. This is not and I pick up like an energy. This is not the time for you to necessarily, you know, like indulge in like partying. I mean, we do have the 7 of Cups here, so I feel like your spirit guides do want you to have a balance between working and then going out and having fun and being, you know, having pleasure. But it's not the energy of like, oh, the time is like perfect for, and again, don't take my word for gospel, okay? It's just the energy that comes through. For example, I don't see in the cards here that it is the perfect time to move. Does that make sense? It's the perfect time for you to work with people, or to work with a particular person, like a match made in heaven. These two people are just perfect business partners. Two people fall in love with each other and they create like this cool art gallery together. That's what it feels like to me here, okay? So I pick up like a strong energy. It's the perfect time for you also to pay attention to the synchronicities, especially when it comes to yeah, there's also something about where your life is in sync with another person's life, and it's the perfect time for you guys to come together. Do you see that? These two energies, or these two bubbles of energies, are actually coming together, kind of like when you try to create a new color by blending two colors together. That's what it feels like to me here. Okay, where your life changes because of another person's creativity, and when another person's life changes because of your creativity. Okay, so this card here says your prayers and questions are being answered by synchronistic events. You see, notice them in order to increase their flow. So there's something about where you are going through the same thing as another person. Like another person maybe has the same problem as you right now. Another person has the same kind of like spiritual awakening like you right now. Another person feels the same way like you right now. For example, you are a loner. You lost a lot of friends for whatever reason. There's another person who also lost another friend just like you, and they feel the same way like you. They also feel like, oh man, I've been a loner for a while, should probably go out and find new people. Something about where your life or the last couple of months is in sync with another person's last couple of months. Your life is very synchronistic. Kind of like they go through the same thing as you. Kind of like, oh, I felt so uninspired, you know, like I can't finish my book. They also feel the same way. I feel so uninspired, I cannot finish my clothing line. Then you guys come together, and then you guys are going to help each other to finish whatever you started. Okay, that's what it feels like. So with the Seven of Cups here, I definitely feel like it's the perfect time for you to kind of like explore and get inspired. Get inspired by a person, get inspired by another person's art, another person's business, another person's mind is what I'm picking up here. Okay, and then we also have here blessed change. And it says a major life change brings you great blessings. So it's the perfect time for a major life change here for you. And I feel like this major life change is definitely connected to career, to the people that you connect with, okay, where you maybe meet really incredible people, very talented, very artistic, very successful, very business-minded, very career-driven, where you really look up to these people. It's the perfect time for you to meet these people, okay? Or something about there's like a major change gonna happen in your 10th house, in your house of career, reputation, in your house of like partnerships and the people that you work with, okay? Or something about where your discipline and your focus is highly rewarded, kind of like where you work on something for like 2 months and the reward is very big. That's what it feels like to me here, okay? The last thing that I want to tell you guys is with the Prison card here, for me this reminds me of the song by Kendrick Lamar, and I usually always say that because it comes through a lot. What is it called? Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe. You see, you have to, like, this is literally what I was telling you guys, like if somebody is around you and this person's killing your vibe, they need to get out, because you're supposed to achieve something big right now. You're supposed to manifest a major life change in your life, okay? Again, especially when it comes to creative projects, when it comes to the people that you work with, when it comes to like big events, event management, or something about being part of like something big, being part of like you know, like a big event, or being part of like a company, a brand, a creative project, or something along those lines. And if there's anybody that is killing your vibe, if there's anybody that is killing your inspiration, they need to go, at least for now. Even if you say like, oh, I don't want to get rid of them, you know, for the rest of my life, you could just tell them like, hey, for the next 3 months, for the next 6 months, please let me be in peace. I cannot be around kind of like pessimistic people or naysayers right now. It's killing my vibe. This is not gonna work because I'm working on something big right now. Or there's like a big, I mean, you shouldn't maybe even tell them what you work on, but you know what I mean, kind of like where it's time for you to have a huge breakthrough, and people killing your vibe or naysayers or negative people, you have to keep them at bay, or make sure that there's not too much of that energy in your life, or not being involved in drama, not being involved in like unnecessary stuff, unnecessary, you know, like junk information or whatever, okay? That people that kill your vibe need to go, at least for now, for the next 3 months, okay, is what I'm picking up here, so that you are focused and you achieve what you want to achieve, okay? Yeah, so with this card here, I'm hearing, I'm a sinner who's probably gonna sin again. Lord, forgive me. Lord, forgive me. Things I don't understand. Sometimes I need to be alone. Bitch, don't kill my vibe. Bitch, don't kill my vibe. I can feel your energy from 2 planets away. I got my drink, I got my music, I would share it, but today, you know, like, not today. Don't kill my vibe today. I'm trying to manifest something. I'm trying to be positive, because a positive mind creates a positive life, okay? Or a mind, a very focused one. You don't even have to be positive. You could even be angry. But if you every day wake up and you tell yourself, again, even if you're angry, it's all about like your dominant thoughts become your reality. So even if you're you know, like angry or whatever, or frustrated, as long as you think the majority of your thoughts are what you want in your life, they're gonna come to you, okay? Or they're gonna manifest. Your dominant thoughts are basically manifesting in your life, okay? So you don't have to always be positive, but even if you feel like shit, still think about like, oh, you know, my cake, my bakery, you know, is amazing, and I go to all these people, like, where you really visualize to the point where you already know where you want to, you know, like throw your birthday party. Like, you already know the location, and then you know, visualize in this location that you are with your new friends. That's what it feels like to me, in case you want to manifest new friends, okay? Because the energy of manifesting new friends is also auspicious, is what I'm picking up here, okay? But it's somehow connected to work. So with this card, I'm hearing like I will kind of like a bird in a cage, but I'm hearing like this sentence in the song, I will break out and then hide every lock. I will break out and then hide every lock. So something about a breakthrough. It's the perfect time for a breakthrough. Okay, that's what it feels like to me. It's the perfect time for a breakthrough in your career. There's also something about bonding with an influential person, or being surrounded by influential people that teach you a lot. It's also the perfect time for that energy. Being surrounded by influential people, people that you look up to, people that you want to become. Kind of like when you look at somebody and you feel like you want to become like them, or you want to achieve something like them, to spend the majority of your time with those type of people. Spend the most of your time with people that you admire, where you see yourself, or like, I want to be where this person is in like 3 months or in 6 months, or something along those lines. To be surrounded by influential people, to listen to them, to take their advice, to let them inspire you, to let them help you, to let them kind of like let you know what it is really like behind the scenes, or what it is really like, or all the responsibility that comes with it, or how you install the perfect light and how you take the perfect picture and stuff like that. To be surrounded by those type of people, it's very, very good. And I would not necessarily be surrounded by people that are, again, kind of like naysayers. It's not the right time for you to lend like a listening ear to naysayers, or very negative people, or kind of like, yeah, that's what it feels like to me. Or people that are not self-reflective, or like, I'm also picking up the energy, maybe it's not the perfect time to be around materialistic, how can I explain that? Just be careful like that the people that are around you are inspiring you, and they make you feel like you can achieve your dreams. If you feel like you are around a person and every time you are with them they make you feel like you cannot achieve what you want, they need to go. Again, at least for now, at least for the next 3 months, because you benefit from being around people that make you feel like it's possible, and not people that tell you that it is not possible, or to just, you know, close your ears. Don't listen to it, okay? Woo, pile number 1. That was quite a reading, okay? So there's supposed to be like a major life change happening for you. It's the perfect time for a major life change, and it's probably gonna happen because you're gonna feel like you found a soulmate in somebody, romantic, platonic, or business, okay? So attend, you know, events where people are that are like-minded like you. Go to business meetings, or go to meetings where there's freelancers or people that, you know, want to become an author. Go to art galleries, or go to like I don't know, like fashion weeks or something along those lines, where there's like people that are like you, okay? Because you're gonna meet a very, very significant soulmate there, okay? Again, may that be platonic, romantic, or business. Oh, for some of you guys, just one more thing. I also feel like it is not necessarily like the best time to spend too much time on social media. Hear me out. What I mean by that is, if it is not contributing to your inspiration, or like discipline, or focus, like for example, you listen to something and it helps you to focus, like the sound of rain or whatever. But if it is just, you know, like to kind of like how how can I say that, it's like it would also be a good time for a social media detox, or to kind of like limit your time on social media so that you get a lot of stuff done. Does that make sense? So instead of being on social media to read a book, to visualize, to manifest, to try different things, kind of like where you are not on social media necessarily, but you're more so like busy, like where you are on airplane mode and you're busy and you're less on your phone. That's also going to bring a lot of like good energy to you. Or again, it's the perfect time for a social media detox or whatever, or something along those lines. Okay, pile number 1, that's all I have for you guys. I hope you like this reading. I'm going to see you in my next one, and I wish you a lovely day. Bye. Hello my beautiful pile number 2, how are you guys doing? So you chose this beautiful image here, and we're going to look at what is the perfect time for, because this video was inspired by me hearing somebody say it's not the right time for something, and then I was asking myself, if you want to get more information, or like if you want to hear me rant, it's in the intro. But basically this lady said it's not the right time for something, and I was like a little bit I was reacting to it, because I feel like when we say it's not the right time over and over and over again, we start to manifest it. Because manifesting or making decisions, it's not just us humans making decisions. Sometimes spirit makes decisions. Sometimes spirit or your spirit guides say it's the perfect time for something, but sometimes it's up to you if something is going to happen, or if it's the right time for something. Because if you continue to say it's not the right time, it's not the right time, it's not the right time, you manifest it. But if you start to say it's the right time, what's the perfect time for something to happen, it can happen literally right now, then your energy is welcoming for this to happen, right? If you say it's not the right time, then your energy is not welcoming for something to happen. And the universe does respect the energy that you vibrate on, or what you say. The universe is respecting literally like your decision if you say it's not the right time. And sometimes I feel like it really is not the right time, but sometimes I feel like we manifest that something is not the right time by saying it over and over again, or thinking it over and over again. So it's kind of like where sometimes you make the decision it's the right time for something, and sometimes your spirit guides make the right decision. It's not always spirit, and it's also not always you who makes the decision when something is happening, or when you have a breakthrough with something. At least that's how I see it, kind of like a Libra perspective, like both sides of the coin, because I'm a Libra. Yeah, but this is why I'm doing this reading, because again, we hear a lot it's not the right time for something. I want to know, well, if it's not the right time for this thing, then it's supposed to manifest right now, or it's the perfect time for what in your life. Like it's a perfect time for ... and what is ... Okay, so enough with the rant. Let me look at your cards here, okay, to see where this is going. Do you know what I'm hearing? I'm hearing an oracle card that I didn't even pull here. I'm hearing it is guidance, but where is it leading me? So I'm hearing something about like, where is this leading me, or where you feel like you are guided by somebody, but you don't know where it is leading you. Okay, or wow, I'm also hearing where you're questioning somebody's guidance. And it's actually a good thing, because you have to find in your soul and in your spirit that you resonate with the guidance of somebody. And it's always good to sometimes question the person that is guiding or leading you, or something about like to not always take other people's opinion for gospel, or other people's like guidance for gospel. Because at the end of the day, your soul and your spirit has to somehow resonate with that information, or you sometimes even have to experience something before you feel like you can agree, like not to just blindly agree with anything or to take people's word for gospel. But I'm hearing the energy where you maybe, let me see what's going on here. Okay, so I pick up like the energy here where you might feel like you do not want to take somebody's advice, okay? How can I explain that? For me, this feels like, if I could describe the energy, and then I'm going to talk about like the perfect timing, you know, like we're going to talk about it's the perfect timing for this to happen. But first of all, I want to explain the energy. So spirit is showing me like a child who always looks up to their parents. And this child feels like, I want to become like my mom, or I want to become like my dad. or even my cousin, my sister, my something, it doesn't matter, or even like a friend or even a celebrity where you always felt like, oh my God, I want to have a life like this celebrity, or I want to have a life like this social media person or whatever. And I pick up like the energy where it's kind of like where somebody is realizing that I'm not sure if I want to walk this path. It feels like there is a person around you. You maybe put a person on a pedestal, or there is a person literally like actively trying to guide you and tell you this is how you should live your life, or this is going to be the best decision for you. You should walk this path. You should do this. This is going to be the best thing for you and stuff like that. Okay, so this is what I mean. And for others of you, it's like you look at a person and you look at them and you feel like you want to do what they do. But I feel like there's a change in the way you see this person, and it doesn't have to be any like fight or harsh feelings. It could just be that you just changed, like your opinion changed. Maybe you always wanted to become really good at makeup. Okay, no shade to makeup. I'm wearing makeup. I love makeup. But maybe you always wanted to become like a makeup artist, or you always wanted to have like the life of like a makeup guru. Just an example, okay? You could literally replace it with any other thing. And then you start to, you know, kind of like your soul is developing, and you start to see that you resonate more with a minimalistic lifestyle. So there is a change in, I always wanted to, you know, have so much makeup and my whole room full of makeup and stuff like that. But now my soul is telling me that I want to become more of a minimalist. So there's like a change in role models. That's what it is. I feel like there's a change in role models taking place in your life, or a change in the people that you look up to. This could even be that you always looked up to a person, but then you feel like, I want to achieve more. How can I explain that? It's like where you look up to somebody, but at some point you feel like maybe you want to do less, or you want to do more than them. And again, no shade. It's just you realizing, I don't want to have that much stuff in my room. So I would rather want to be a minimalist and not a person that has so much materialistic stuff. And then for others of you, you always looked up to a minimalist, but now you feel like, you know, like the earth is so abundant because, you know, spirit wants us to enjoy abundance, you know, and then we leave earth and then we go back to kind of like being a spirit and having nothing or owning nothing. So I feel like there's a change in role models, or there's a change in the people that you connect to, even like online, or even like maybe the books that you used to read, but the books that you used to read, they don't resonate with you anymore. I feel like an energy of like where the people that you look up to is changing, or teachers where you don't really resonate with like what they say or something along those lines, and your spirit guides want you to know it's because you're changing inside. Your soul is evolving. Maybe there was a chapter in your life where you're supposed to, you know, explore makeup, and now there's the new chapter in your life is where you explore natural beauty. Okay, again, no shade. I don't care if you're natural or not. I don't give a fuck. Okay, so there's like a change in like your chapters. Okay, which could be the reason why you feel a little bit weird, because with the devil card here, let me see if there's anything that I need to know. Literally, there's nothing happening here. Okay, interesting. I'm also seeing a change in your style. Okay, it could be the perfect time for you to change your style, like your makeup and your hair, in case you feel like in your soul it is, you know, in alignment with you, because I feel like you changing hair, makeup and stuff like that is gonna, it's symbolizing that you are ready for this new chapter in your life. So there could be an energy where you feel like you want to change how you look, and spirit is saying it's the perfect time for you to build a new wardrobe, to explore your new fashion, because it also is going to like uplift your soul and your spirit to stick to new habits, or stick to a new routine, stick to a new way of living. Okay, but with the devil card here, every time I look at it, I feel like because she's like reaching into his heart, and there could be a change of heart, or there could be like a weird feeling where you feel misplaced, or you feel weird, or you feel tense, or just you feel something that doesn't feel quite right in the surroundings that you're in. Okay, yeah, there's definitely like a change, because now I'm hearing the time is up. So for me, it almost feels like it's the perfect time in your life for a transition, for you to change from one energy to the other, okay? May that be with your outfit, or may that be with your habits, may that be like a time schedule. Like, let's say, for example, you used to be a night owl, because every time I look at it, it's like a transition from day to night or from night to day. So there could be an energy where you used to be like a night owl, all your ideas came at night, but there's like a change where you start to feel more sleepy at night and you're not as energized at night the way you used to be. So there's a transition from being a night owl to becoming an early bird, where now you have more ideas and more inspiration in the morning instead of the evening. Does that make sense? Something about it's the perfect time for you to change your time schedule, or to really look at that you outgrew something. You outgrew something, but you also grew into something new. That's what it feels like to me here. Okay, something about honoring that one cycle is over, or that one type of chapter is over in your life and you're no longer that person, or you no longer feel comfortable doing this, okay? And then to also honor that your soul is changing, or to give yourself permission to change, or to be a changed individual, or to make different decisions, okay? Because I do feel like there's an energy where you might feel a little bit misplaced or weird where you're at, okay? For some of you guys, it could be at work, it could be at family gatherings, this could be in your friend circle, this could literally be like the town that you live in, the job that you have, okay? And it's like there's this weird feeling, and I feel like it's the perfect time for you to acknowledge that weird feeling, because this weird feeling is telling you that it's time for a new chapter. It's the perfect time for you for a new chapter, for you to transition from the old to the new. Okay, that's what it feels like to me here. That's literally what it feels like to me here. For some of you guys, okay, I'm going to go a little bit into specifics now. For some of you guys, it's time for you to fully commit to your self-employment journey, because we have the card here. You are a born entrepreneur and your business is surrounded by magical opportunities. So for some of you guys, your spirit guides are letting you know that it's the perfect time for your business to grow. It's the perfect time for you to find success as a freelancer, as somebody who's self-employed, as somebody who does their own thing. For some of you guys, it could be the right time for you to start your self-employment journey, or your journey to financial freedom. For others of you, there could be an energy where it's time for you to transition from a 9-to-5 to self-employment, depending on what is happening in your life, or to start the journey of, okay, I acknowledge that I don't like where I work, so I'm gonna come up with a plan. I'm gonna think what I really, really want, and then I'm gonna start manifesting it from today on. As you watch this reading, you're making the decision that you're no longer gonna be in this 9-to-5 situation in case you don't want to. If you feel like you love your job, then this portion of the reading is not yours, okay? So you're making a decision, okay, I'm going to be self-employed by the end of this year. I'm going to be self-employed by next year's spring season. That's what it feels like to me here, okay? It's the perfect time for you to basically start this kind of journey. For others of you, it could be the perfect time for you to transition to self-employment, okay? Is what your spirit guides want you to know, because there could be an energy where your current job is like weighing you down, and as soon as you become self-employed, you're going to feel more uplifted, and it also uplifts like the numbers and stuff like that. At your business is what I'm picking up here. Okay, but with the Mercury card, you know what's funny? Because I feel like we're still in Mercury retrograde, if I'm not mistaken. So, and retrograde usually talks about like looking back at things, right? Because it goes backwards. So there's something about like looking back at the last 2 or 3 years, looking back at the last 6 months, and just think how you feel about what happened, or what conclusion you came to when you think about the last 6 months, or something about to sit down and come to conclusions. What have you learned in your 20 years, in your 30 years? Something about like whatever you learned the last couple of months, the last couple of years is like the foundation for this new chapter. For example, if you learned in order to be happy, I need to do more self-care, just an example. If you come to that conclusion, that also means that this new found conclusion is part of your new chapter, meaning that, okay, I now know that, so I now practice more self-care and that's why I'm a happier version of myself. That's what it feels like to me here, okay? Because the card says Mercury, and it says words, thoughts, analysis, information, learning, trade, ideas, okay? So it does talk about like looking back and coming to a conclusion, analyzing something. I'm also picking up the energy of like it's also a good time to experiment, is what I'm hearing, to kind of like experiment and analyze something or observe something, or to how do you say that, to keep track with something, where you try something and then you keep track with it, how it is going, how it is working for you. Okay, so there's something about, yeah, also the card here also says perception. So I do feel like, oh, that's funny. Do you know what this reminds me of? Because I watched a reading by 𝘪𝘨, and she had like, she kept saying like, because the devil came out with the Wheel of Fortune, which I also see here. We have the devil and the Wheel of Fortune, and she kept saying like it's a weird energy to be in. I think it was a Patreon reading from 𝘪𝘨. I love 𝘪𝘨. Like one of my favorite tarot readers is probably 𝘪𝘨 right now, but it used to be somebody else. So there could be an energy where things are just changing, like the people you look up to, your role models, or your surroundings might not be in alignment with who you are right now. So the time is perfect for you to think about, well, what is in alignment with you? What do I really want? What kind of friendships do I really want? Okay, and as you make this decision right here, right now, you making this decision right here, right now is going to determine, I said this similar thing to pile number one, but it was in a different context. You making this decision right now determines like how your next spring or how your next summer looks like, because when you come to this conclusion, it feels like it's the perfect time to come to a conclusion. It's the perfect time to analyze. Especially, I'm also hearing it's also a good time to analyze what makes you sad. That's what it feels like to me here. Kind of like to analyze what makes you sad, to become more clear of what makes you happy, so that your happy chapter, or that your chapter of happiness and laughter and joy can begin. But sometimes we need to be aware of what brings us down, because sometimes we do things, they bring us down and we don't realize it, and then we carry on being, you know, like sad without really knowing where it comes from. Does that make sense? So you analyzing what makes you feel sad, what makes you feel stuck, and also analyzing what maybe makes you happy, or what helps you to uplift your soul and your spirit. It's basically like a compass. It tells you you'd have to do more of that so that you become a happier version of yourself, or that you feel like your life is more beautiful. But to also feel like, okay, I need to stop this and that and this and that and this and that, because usually when I do this and that, it brings me down. Okay, to become very clear about what uplifts me and what brings me down, so that you can create a happier future for yourself. Okay, so she was talking about how the devil and the Wheel of Fortune is a very weird card combination, and this is what I was talking about. You might be in an energy where things just feel weird, but they feel weird because you are in a transition. Your soul is transitioning from your old lifestyle to your new lifestyle, from your old perception of the world to your new perception of the world, from your old perception of love to your new perception of love. Okay, you're literally transitioning right now. Okay, it feels like a strong, yeah, look at that. It feels like a strong energy of transitioning. With a mature man, I also feel like you're becoming, like you're, you know what I'm hearing? Okay, I'm also hearing you're becoming older, and because you become older, things start to change. Okay, so there's something about like honoring how you feel and honoring the cycles, or honoring that something comes to an end, but also honoring that it's time for something new in your life is what I'm picking up here. Now, another thing that I also want to tell you guys is that I feel like you might be surrounded by a person. And I don't know who this person is in your life. It feels like a masculine energy. It doesn't have to be, okay? For some of you guys, I feel like, because with the Five of Cups, this is usually like somebody who's like kind of disappointed, maybe possibly in somebody. Now, if I look at this card here, let me see what Spirit is telling me. I'm hearing there's a person that already departed. Like if you lost somebody, or like, wow, okay, listen to me. So for some of you guys, this is not for everybody, but for some of you guys, you have a departed loved one in heaven. And they're telling you they want you to focus on them or pray to them more often. So it would be the perfect time for you to build a strong bond with this departed loved one, like to maybe light a candle for them, to pray to them, to ask them for help, to tell them about your day, something along those lines, because it's going to help you to heal. That's what I'm hearing. You talking to this departed loved one, if you ask them to heal your heart, to heal your soul, they're going to help you with that. There's a departed loved one. They are telling you, like, if you light a candle in my name or something along those lines, or if you buy roses in my name, or if you pray to me, if you tell me what you're going through, I can help you. But I need your permission to interfere with your life. That's what it feels like to me here, okay? Now, for others of you, how can I explain that energy? Give me a moment, guys, because it's hard for me to explain. For me, it feels like you are in a room and you feel like you don't belong there. To keep it very short and simple, you are in a room and you feel like you don't belong there. This could literally be you go into a fashion store and you feel like the clothing around you, or the people that go into that coffee shop, the people that go into that clothing store, it's not who you are. You don't see yourself, or you don't see like a mirror. You don't see yourself, like it's not you. It doesn't represent you. Okay. So I also feel like Spirit is saying it's also the perfect time for you to analyze if you are happy with the connections that you have in your life. Okay. Because I feel like there is in particular a connection that doesn't really make you happy anymore. Maybe it used to be, but it doesn't anymore. And maybe it even like is doing the opposite right now, like where instead of a friendship uplifting you, it is kind of like dragging you down, or instead of a friendship like making you happy, it's making you more sad. Because sometimes we stay in certain situations, like let's say for example you know somebody for 10 years, and I wish we would talk more often about it, but anyway. And I'm also, you know, not a saint. I'm also not a saint. I do a lot of mistakes and stuff like that, but you know, sometimes, you know, I feel like people are in a friendship for 10 years and it was a beautiful friendship, but sometimes people don't see eye to eye anymore. And I feel like there's nothing wrong with it if you know, I don't know. I feel like we're always changing. It's like it's also not every day looks the same, and people change, and like we spend beautiful years together, but maybe it's time for me to experience like a new version of myself, or like a new connection, you know, because I have a lot, like for example you live like hopefully for 100 years or whatever, but in those 100 years, wouldn't it be beautiful to meet different people and have different friendships? Of course, some people friendships are for a lifetime, which is like admirable. It's something that, you know, everybody would wish for, but sometimes it's like and I feel like sometimes we find ourselves feeling guilty for changing. Why? Or we find ourselves feeling guilty for not feeling the same way about this person, but why? You know, like we go through cycles. I'm hearing honor your feelings, honor cycles, or honor the cycles of your feelings, or honor like change, or like, you know, the rhythm of change, or something about everything is constantly changing, you know, nothing ever stays the same. But if we are so determined to stay the same and be with the same people, even if it doesn't feel right, that's when sadness comes through. It's like where you resist change because you know your comfort zone, like you know what you know, and you resist change. But the more you resist change, although your spirit and your soul wants to experience change, the more sad you become, you know, because it's like a fish that needs a new pond, that needs a new tank. So the fish is not 100% healthy in like the small pond. Maybe the fish now needs an ocean, or the fish needs a new environment to be happy again. I don't know why I'm always talking about fish. Okay, so let me see. In what energy are you transitioning to? There's something about where your spirit guides, they're saying it's the perfect time for you to take a break and analyze, to come to conclusions, okay, and to realize that you are transitioning right now. You're becoming older, you're changing. And the more you honor those changes within you, the more you're going to be happy about the changes that are then going to manifest in your life. But the change happens in here first, and then it happens outside of you or in your environment. So in which energy are you transitioning to? What is this transition about here? Hold on, guys. What is this transition about here? For some of you guys, hold on. Give me a moment before I draw more cards, before I lose my train of thought. You also have the card here, helping children, and it says part of your life purpose involves teaching, guiding, and helping your young people. So for some of you guys, it's a perfect time for you to bond with your children, or it's a perfect time for you to maybe spend time with your children in your family. Because they're going to inspire you a lot. Or I'm also hearing you learn a lot from children, because sometimes we adults think that we know everything, although sometimes what the child is saying with all its innocence and all its, you know, like neutral perspective, what the child is saying is sometimes even wiser than us adults, because we get desensitized, we get, you know, like a little bit jaded from living and being here, and then the child has like a completely new perspective on things. So for some of you guys, it could be like a very good time for you to spend time with children, or to even like, I'm also hearing for somebody, like if you're doing a business that is involving children, it's a good time. Or something about involving younger people or involving children, it's a good time for this business to flourish and blossom and bloom. Okay, for others of you, it's a perfect time for you to have a child, get pregnant, raise your children, bond with your children, get to know your children, guide your children, teach your children, okay, to spend as much time with them. I'm also hearing, this is for somebody, this is not going to be for everybody, okay, I'm going to be honest, but your child is going to... I'm picking up the energy where your child is going to move out soon, or is going to move out pretty soon-ish. And your spirit guides are saying spend as much time with your child as possible, because they're going to move out soon. They're going to be, you know, like independent soon. They're going to do their own things soon. And to just enjoy being a mom or being a dad or being around your child and spending time with them and seeing them growing and stuff like that. Okay, because at some point they're going to have their own children and stuff like that. So you should make the best out of being with them right now and teaching them, and, you know, that they have time for you, basically, to basically enjoy how much time they have for you, or to enjoy motherhood is also what I'm hearing. Motherhood, fatherhood, okay. For others of you, again, there's something about like admitting that you're not happy with something, because as soon as you start to admit, or as soon as you start to accept, that's when all the change happens. Believe me, guys, because sometimes we're like, we don't want to admit something, but admitting it to you is when your life can finally change. If you're not admitting something to yourself, then nothing is changing and you stay where you're at. So Spirit wants you to know it's a perfect time for you to admit something, to come to a conclusion to something, to analyze and observe something, to maybe like form a new opinion about something, okay? Yeah, and then for others of you, I feel like it's the perfect time for you to have, somebody here might be fertile, okay? For some of you guys, you might be fertile. For some of you, yeah, look at that. This literally looks like a fertile energy where you being sexually active right now, you could actually get pregnant right now, okay? Not for everybody, but for somebody here, you are fertile right now. Is what I'm hearing. Okay, we also have the card here, look at that. We also have the card here, open your heart, and it says, the more you open your heart, okay, again, may that be to God, may that be to your departed loved one, the more you are like honest with yourself, with how you feel, the more you honor what is happening within you. Write it down, record yourself on your phone talking, because it's going to help you to really like find your way, find your peace, find clarity as you do that. So it says, the more you open your heart and pour your love into your creation, the greater the life force energy. Okay, so there's something also about, look at that, there's something about, it's the perfect time for you to make your heart happy, or to listen to your heart, okay, and to put all, like, I'm also going to put everything that you feel into something, into a project, or that you put everything that you feel into like a book or a song or a video or something along those lines, or into a project. Like, I feel so stuck here, I'm going to renovate my room. Does that make sense? That's what it feels like to me here. Okay. We also have the card here, dream big, and it says, let go of small thoughts about yourself, see yourself succeeding. So, party people. I always say that, even if I'm by myself, I don't even know. With the Dream Big card, I pick up the energy here. Yes, absolutely. There's something about your spirit guides are saying it's the perfect time for you to make bigger dreams of yours come true, or to kind of like to see yourself in like a bigger setting. I don't know how to explain it, but for me it feels like where somebody plays small. Listen to me, guys. Some people are meant to be behind the scenes. They are happy being behind the scenes. They're happy with a calm life, an average life. They're just happy with a small, and I'm not even saying that in a bad way, but some people love, like for example, some people love a little cottage house off grid. It's a small in quotation marks, it's a small life, or it's a small, like it's calm, and it's, you know, it's like it doesn't have a huge ripple effect, or it's like it's not a big thing, and their soul is meant to be in this small calm place. And then there's other people, their soul is big, their visions are big, their soul is meant to be in a huge setting, their soul is meant to be surrounded by big people or big events or big things. Okay, and Spirit is asking you, what is happening within you? Are you meant for something big, or are you just thinking you need to do that? For example, like you might be thinking you want to become self-employed because it looks good when other people do it, but is it really what you truly want in your heart, or do you just think you want it because it looks good? This is what I'm picking up, where your spirit guides want you to be like, to connect with your heart. Because for some of you guys, there's a situation where you think, oh, I'm just gonna live an average Joe life and I'm gonna be happy with it, but it is a lie, because you are meant to do big things. You're meant to live a life that is out of the box. You're meant to do things that not a lot of people do. You're meant to maybe live even a controversial life in other people's eyes, but that's when your soul is happy and at peace. Okay? And for others of you, you might live like a big life, the highlight, you're in the city, you're doing this and you're doing that, but it doesn't make you happy because you're meant to be in a little cottage, you're meant to live in a little forest, you're meant to be away from social media. Does that make sense? So there's like two types of people, and it's okay, whatever you choose with your heart, but not to do something because you think you should do it, but to just acknowledge it. Are you meant for the big things? And then if you are meant for the big things, walk and talk and take actions with your big soul, with your big dreams, with your big energy, to kind of like welcome the big things. Why just welcome a good paying job if you can welcome abundance? If that is what you're meant to experience, your soul is telling you if you're meant for abundance, if you're meant for like a wealthy lifestyle. Okay, and being wealthy does not always mean that you are a bad person. You can do a lot of great stuff with when you're wealthy. You can make a lot of changes with big money. And some people are like, no, the fuck not. I don't want to have anything to do with it. And their impact is more like in their little cottage house, and that's where they make a big impact. Everybody makes a different impact, may that be with their small vision or their small life, or their big visions and their big life, and everything is beautiful. Okay, so there's something about like acknowledging what is happening within you. Okay, do you think you want to be in the spotlight with all the benefits that come with it, or is your soul really meant to be in the spotlight? And for some of you guys, you are behind the scenes and you're basically meant to be on stage. You're meant to kind of like, that's where your soul is happy. Okay, you're not meant to be in the back, in the corner. And for some of you guys, you love the corner. You put a cushion there, you put your candles there, and you love it there. Okay, let me see. What is this transition energy about? Yeah, for some of you guys, it's time for you to have bigger thoughts, to think bigger, to not just think, oh, I'm just going to publish my book, to think my book is going to become a bestseller, to not see yourself like, oh, you know, by the end of this year, I hope I'm, you know, healthy, you know, and it's beautiful. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't want to be insensitive, or I just want to be healthy and happy, which is beautiful, but you know, is it really the truth? Or do you also want a car? Do you also want, I don't know, like you want to go on parties, you know, to just admit what you truly want. And it's okay that you want it. It's okay, okay? Like there's no shame in what you want, because the universe places desires in your heart for a reason, okay? I don't even know why I did that. Do you see that? Okay, in what energy are you transitioning? So it's time. It's the perfect time for you to dream big, to see yourself in bigger scenarios. Okay, do you want to go to, I don't know, like, do you want to have like a small birthday party, or do you want a big one? It's okay to have a big birthday party. See, when you close your eyes, see yourself in a big setting. You don't humble yourself. Like, of course, being humble is always important, but there's a time in a day to be humble, and there's a time in a day to celebrate and do big things and have big ideas and like dream big. And there's also days to be humble, to be grounded, to be okay with what you have, and to be in alignment and be harmonious. But sometimes it's important to admit to yourself what you want, because if you are happy and harmonious, you also make people in your surroundings happy. Okay, let's see. In what energy, or what kind of energy are you transitioning into? What kind of energy are you transitioning into? I'm also hearing it's the perfect time for good news at work. I don't know what this would mean. It could also be like a work transition from one job to another. There could be like a good energy between you transitioning from one job to another here. Even if it's not self-employment, just maybe like a career transition. So what is this transition energy about for pile number 2? What is this what is this transition about for pile number 2? Look at that. We have the Queen of Wands. Yeah. What is this transition about here? Ooh. It's time for something brand new. Okay. A brand new time schedule, a brand new book, a brand new outfit. Okay. But I more so feel like it feels like a lifestyle change, okay, whatever that means to you. What is this transition energy about, and which energy is pile number 2 transitioning into, or where are they going? 10 of Cups, look at that. Okay. I want to tell you one thing. Pile number 2. I feel like it's time for you to live your best life. And it starts by acknowledging what your best life would look like, and then act accordingly. Spirit, God, the universe wants you to have money. The universe wants you to be wealthy. The universe wants you to be happy, smiling and giggling and walking around like $1 million. The universe wants that. The universe, just imagine the universe, if you want to call it God like a father, or Mother Earth like a mother. If you have children, do you want them to be happy? Yes, right? So if you imagine Spirit or the universe or your spirit guides, they love you from the bottom of their heart, God or the universe. So God or the universe wants you to be happy, right? So there's no shame in, okay, I'm going to be happy to just admit what you truly want, okay? Because your desires are in alignment with the universe. It's okay to tell yourself like, hey, I want to live a calm life. I want to live a life where I don't work much. I want to live a life where I love my job. I want to live a life where, I feel, good in my body. Whatever it is, Spirit wants you to acknowledge what you truly want, and then align your actions and align your thoughts, okay, with that energy, so that you welcome it to you. But it's time for you to live your best life. I don't know what this means to you. It's time for you to live your best life. It's time for you to be the healthiest and fittest version of yourself. It's time for you to be passionate about life again, or to find passion in living, or to feel alive. That's what it feels like to me here. And what does that mean to you? To feel alive, to be passionate here. Okay. The time could also be very good for building your confidence right now. Okay, because the Queen of Wands, she's a very confident lady. So I pick up like an energy where your spirit guides are saying it's the perfect time for you to find out what brings you confident, what makes you feel confident, what helps you to be positive, what helps you to have positive thoughts, and do more of that. Okay, it's a perfect time for you to become confident, because I always say, if you know me already, you can achieve so much with confidence. You could have no talent, you could have no money, you could have nothing, but if you have confidence, you're going to get somewhere. You're definitely going to get somewhere. Okay, that's why also a lot of people that you look at them with a bombastic side eye, but something that you cannot take away from them is how much confidence that they have, whether or not you perceive it as reasonable confidence. Because sometimes you look at people and you're like, where do you get all that confidence from? I have no idea where all this confidence comes from, because if I was you, I wouldn't be confident. But something that you cannot take away from them is that they walk around with confidence, and that's why they get somewhere, even if you feel like they're not talented, even if you feel like like they're not even doing anything for all the success that they're getting. Their confidence brought them there. Okay, their confidence brought them there. Again, no matter how you perceive them, if you think they're talented and they deserve it, or if you think they are not talented and they don't deserve it. And it doesn't even matter anyway what they're doing, because it's time to focus on you and your life. You're the main character, okay? You're the main character in your life, and it's time for you to act as the main character in your life. It's time for you to welcome big things, to mentally prepare yourself for big things to come to you. It's time for you to build up the confidence for the things that you want, okay? So that your next 3 months or whatever are gonna look different. Number 2, for me, what this feels like is somebody who feels like it's not humble to ask for something like that. It's not humble for me to ask the universe to help me to manifest this amount of money, or it's not humble enough for me to ask God for a new car, or it's not humble enough for me to ask the universe to kind of like make my life beautiful. But what is the point of being humble when you're freaking miserable, and then you being sad also affects the people around you? Then what is the point in being humble? The point in being humble is that you don't, put other people down. The point in humbleness is that you have compassion for everybody. The point in being humble is that you don't treat people below you, or you don't look at people as, like below you for no goddamn reason, or for whatever reason, The point of being humble is not to live a miserable life. Okay, the point of being humble is not to live a miserable life. The point of being humble is not to lie to yourself and tell yourself, oh, I don't need a car, when you really need one. Okay, if you really need one, and sometimes it's not even a need. When we are parents, imagine you are a parent, you have a child. Your child does not need this new t-shirt, but it makes this child so happy to have this new t-shirt. And it's the same with the universe. The universe, it's like where you not only ask for what you need, but sometimes you can also ask for what you want. It is totally fine, because we're here to enjoy the riches of life. We're here to enjoy, paradise, That's why there's also so much talk about paradise in the Bible. And I'm not talking about like where you exaggerate and you overindulge, and like where you become like a spoiled brat and you're only happy when you get everything that you want. I'm talking about it is okay, and it's actually needed, and Spirit wants you to tell the universe what you truly want. Where you kind of like, where you don't lie to yourself about what you want, or where you don't kind of like start to think that living a miserable life is honorable, or being humble to the point where it makes you feel sad. The universe does not want to see you sad. Okay, to ask yourself, what is the true meaning behind being humble? Okay, your parents, they buy you something because they know it makes you happy. The universe wants to see you happy. As long as you don't hurt other people, as long as you don't become like a spoiled brat, it is totally fine to ask for what you want, and not always for what you need, but sometimes also for what you want, with respect and with grace. Okay, so because I feel like sometimes the concept of being humble is kind of like where we start to accept life for what it is, and then we become like so sad with our life in the name of humbleness. And I feel like it's not the point of being humble. The point of being humble is that you lend a helping hand to other people, that you don't think that you are better than other people, but you have the permission to ask for a better life. You have the permission to ask for big stuff. You can ask the universe that you want to make a huge amount of money. Why not? What is bad about it? You can do so much with this money. You can help other people with this money. So what is bad about it? To kind of like change your perception about, like what you are allowed to ask for. Okay, because again, the universe wants to see you happy. The universe is like your mother or your father, you know. The universe is here to bring happiness and joy and abundance, but you have to ask for it, okay? One last thing that I want to tell you guys, with the Ten of Cups, there could also be an energy that it's time for you to focus on your family, or focus on building a family, or focus on your soul tribe or your soul family. And for others of you, there's also something about like, maybe it's also the time to rekindle the spark or the passion in a relationship with you and another person. Okay, where it's time for you to kind of like get confident again, get sexy again, okay, for them to seduce them again, to bring the spark back in your relationship. Maybe you guys were working a lot, the both of you, and Spirit is saying it's a perfect time for you to rekindle. I'm also hearing to renew your vows, or to rekindle kind of like your sex life, or to do something new in your sex life, to rekindle the energy between the two of you, to get like to basically get closer to your partner, to your boyfriend, to your girlfriend right now, to basically just rekindle the love and, you know, the sexiness in your life. Because I feel like you maybe both got carried away with working and doing stuff, and, you know, because sometimes, you know, the world is not built for us to spend time with family. The world is not built because, you know, like usually people work ridiculous amounts of hours, and, you know, for me, for example, in my opinion, I feel like there should be more balance between like work-life balance. Like if we were living in a world that was all about like advanced living and a healthy living and stuff like that, our life would look differently, where there's enough time for love, there's enough time for family, but there's also enough time for work. So there could be an energy where you both got carried away with work, and Spirit is saying it's a perfect time for you to rekindle the connection, okay, to not let, you know, the stress in the world and the hustle and bustle kind of like put a wedge between you and your partner, or between you and your man or your woman, in case you feel like you guys are kind of distant, or there's some type of like distance between the two of you. Don't let this chaotic world, you know, kind of sabotage your relationship because you're both stressed and stuff like that from work. Don't bring it at home, okay? Love each other, rekindle the energy, cleanse your energy from the bullshit energy that you maybe brought home from work, because your partner doesn't deserve the cussing. Okay, is what I'm hearing here. Pile number 2. That's all I have for you guys. I hope this reading helped you. I love you guys. I'm gonna see you in my next one. Bye. Pile number 3, I just started, you know, displaying your cards, and I never, ever listened to this song, but I'm hearing the song by Robbie Williams. So somebody's name could start with an R, somebody's name could start with a W, last, first, or middle name, or somebody likes Robbie Williams. I never listen to me. I never hear that song. It's been like, I don't know, so many years where I heard this song, but I'm hearing I'm calling angels instead. I think it is Robbie Williams. I hope I'm saying the correct thing here, but this is what I'm hearing. I'm calling angels instead. So I don't know what this means. I just had to mention it before I continue to display your cards, because the song came through here, okay? So give me 1 second. I'm gonna display the rest of the cards, and then we're gonna look at, if you didn't watch the intro, I watched the video, and I got, my soul and my spirit strongly reacted to somebody saying it's not the right time. And then I was asking myself, okay, sometimes, you know, it's not the right time for something, but it means that it's the right time for something else. So we're going to look at what is it the right time for it, what is supposed to happen in your life, and it's the perfect time for it to happen. It's the perfect time for you to focus on that. It's a perfect time for you to experience that, to try that out. So we're not going to look at what is not the right time for you, or like, I don't want to elaborate on the, oh, it's not the right time for this and stuff like that. Again, if you want to know more or want to hear me rant about it, I did it in the intro, because I have like a strong opinion about it, because sometimes I feel like it depends. Like, it's not always like the universe deciding when something is the right time. Sometimes it's also you deciding when it's the right time. So if you want to know what I mean by that, go to the intro, because if I continue to talk, I'm probably gonna have a waterfall or something like that. because I already speak like a waterfall here. So yeah, we're gonna look at, it is the right time for ... to happen in your life. So we're gonna look at, it's the perfect time. What is it a perfect time for? Okay, so give me a moment here, guys. Pile number 3, you chose this beautiful image here. Let's find out what's going on here with you guys. Okay, Spirit is showing me you walking out of a door, or they're showing me you walking into a door. Something about a door. They're showing me, let me see. Spirit is showing me that, let me show you the cards actually. So we have the 10 of Pentacles here, okay. Very freaking beautiful. I love this card. And then we also have the, came up with the 9 of Wands, and it looks like the door here, and she's walking out of that door. So there's something about it's time for you to walk through a door. And I actually mean literally. So Spirit is showing me it's the perfect time for you to visit somebody, or visit a place, or visit something. Or it's the perfect time for you to kind of like participate or register. I'm hearing register for a project, send applications. There's something about where Spirit is saying it's the right time for you to enter a door. Okay, so they're showing me you signing up for a course or a class, and you signing up for a course or a class usually either comes with like an online link where you attend like a Zoom meeting or whatever, but it's literally, it's metaphorically like a door. And for others of you, it's literally like you getting invited because you initiated contact, and you're supposed to walk through this door, or you're supposed to see what is behind that door. Okay, so for others of you, your spirit guides are saying it's time for you to discover what is behind a particular door. So you maybe have been thinking about like, I wonder what it is like in this like museum. I'm being brought to literally, I feel like Spirit is telling me it's time for you to visit a place, or to go somewhere physically, or to visit a place, or to visit a person, or to take on an invitation, or to give an invitation to somebody. Okay, now for others of you, I'm going to be very honest. We have the 5 of Swords here. The door could also mean that it's time for you, or it's the perfect time for you to walk away from something. Because the 5 of Swords is not a nice energy to be in. There's somebody that is, they want to fight, they want to, or they always, I'm hearing this like a person who always finds a problem in a solution, or like who always finds a problem, or even if there is no problem, they find a problem, or something about where I feel like an energy where your spirit guides are letting you know, yeah, that's what it is. There's something about where your spirit guides are saying it's the perfect time for you to end a conflict, or to end a situation by walking away, or by shutting the door behind you. There's something about shutting the door behind you, or to not let somebody in again, or to kind of like to where Spirit is saying it's time. Yeah, look at that, we have the Judgment card here. Then now it makes sense, because she's contemplating in which direction she's gonna go in life. Okay, and we have the 10 of Swords, which is an ending. So it's the perfect time for you to end something here. And I feel like it's let's say, for example, you gave a person a lot of chances, and Spirit is saying, if the situation brings more sadness to you than happiness, or if you see this person is not changing, or if you see that this person really brings a lot of messy, chaotic energy into your life, and you have given them chance after chance after chance, it might be the perfect time for you to walk away and, you know, close the door, close this chapter in your life with this person. Okay, now this could also concern, I'm also hearing a change in the people that you work with, okay? But I pick up like strongly projects, okay? Where somebody is like, hey, let's, you know, go to the gym together. Because the 3 of Pentacles is usually like collaborations and doing things together, but more so like productivity. So, for example, going to the gym together, or I don't know, like take pictures together, do a photo shooting together. It could be creative, it could more like cooking together or whatever, or cooking every weekend together. Something about where And it could also be the perfect time for you to somehow change the people that you work with. I'm also hearing, how can I explain that energy? Yeah, I'm also hearing like a change of colleagues. I'm seeing a change of like colleagues. I'm seeing a change of department. I'm seeing a change of people. But more so specifically when it comes to like, let's work on this together. Look at that. It literally looks like it's a band, right? And there could be one person in the band, one person in the group that brings a lot of chaos and destruction. So you're trying to build something, and then there's one person that brings chaos and destruction. That's what it feels like to me here. And your spirit guides are saying it's the perfect time for you to resolve this conflict and walk away from them. Or it's the perfect time for you to, end it. I'm hearing it's a perfect time for an ending. Okay, because how can I explain that energy? There's something going on where your energy doesn't mix well with another person, because the Temperance card is usually about bringing two energies together. I'm also hearing 3 is a crowd. So there could be 2 people that work really well together, but then there's a third party that doesn't really fit in. What is that about? Give me a moment, guys, because I'm not sure what this is about. Okay, that's interesting, because now I'm hearing with the Sun card. The Sun card sometimes stands for, oh yeah, I forgot about these cards here. Okay, because the card here sometimes stands for, the Sun is the center of attention. So, how can I explain that without being insensitive? I'm trying to find the right word, so bear with me. And I'm even showing you the card. Oh my god, did you see that? You didn't see that. Okay, so here's the Sun card. I can't, I'm all over the place in your reading. Okay, okay, let me say it like that and see how it fits in your life, okay? So I'm picking up the energy where you are in a group of people, and there is a person, they like attention a little bit too much, to the point where they are not happy when another person is the center of attention. This would be a person who wants to look better than the birthday girl, the birthday something, or somebody who is in constant competition to get more attention than the other person, or to get more like recognition, or to get more something. Like, I'm being brought to Mean Girls. I'm being brought to kind of like where this could even be like, how can I explain that energy? This could even be like where you are in a group and there's this one person that is somehow trying to they're trying to somehow be the center of attention at all times. Although maybe it was your day. Let's say, for example, you have good news and it was supposed to be your day when people celebrate the good news. You meet in a group and it's good news for you, and then this person, but they do it intentionally. I'm not saying that they're doing it without knowing it. They know what they're doing. This person knows what they're doing. They're intentionally bringing up like a story that is crazier than yours, or they bring up like, it's not that 2 people can both shine at the same time. I'm not saying there has to be like one person in the spotlight and all the other people have to be like small little people. What I'm trying to say is this is like a person who cannot stand when other people get attention. So they would rather want to be like, let's say for example, you both have a birthday. And then there would be the suggestion of, okay, let's celebrate our birthday together on the same weekend because your birthday is like 2 days after mine. This person would be like, no, I want to celebrate my birthday on my own, because if I celebrate with you, then the attention is going to be on you and me and not only on me. So they like to be number one. They like to be the center of attention. They like to be the one that is cared for. It's kind of like where somebody is... They constantly want to, I even cannot find the right word, so I don't know who this is, but this is like a person who constantly wants your attention or constantly wants the attention of other people to the point where there's not enough attention on you, or not enough attention on your needs, not enough attention on your feelings, not enough attention on, you know, like your life or your path or your ideas. Does that make sense? This is like a person who they would always take, like, they would not take your opinion into consideration. They always go for what they want. When there's 3 people and these 3 people decide, hey, let's go to this restaurant, this person would somehow find a way to manipulate people to go to the restaurant where they wanted to go to, where they cannot stand another person, like, somehow, I don't know, being the star of the show, or they cannot, I don't know who this is, and it's hard for me to explain it, but I feel like Spirit is saying it's time for you to walk away from that energy. Something is getting too much attention. Something about where there's like a person that always wants to be the main character, and like, I don't know. I feel like you're somehow mistreated, or but this feels like to me here where it's always about their wants and their needs and their feelings and stuff like that. And I do feel like it is the perfect time for you to put an end to it. I don't know what this means. This could even be like you work at a job and this job never takes into consideration your schedule, or that you want to have time with your children. So they always make decisions that are for the best interest of their company or another colleague, because this colleague kind of like has a better connection with the boss. So they kind of like mistreat you or don't take your feelings into consideration. I'm hearing like something about where your feelings are valid, and I feel like an energy, listen to me. Spirit is telling me like your feelings are valid, or the way that you feel is valid, and Spirit is saying it's the perfect time for you to validate your feelings, set the record straight, make a decision that shows you that you are validating your feelings. Even if this other person doesn't respect you or doesn't respect your boundaries, your feelings, it's time for you to respect your boundaries. It's time for you to respect your feelings by walking away, by closing the door, okay? That's the only way you can teach people a lesson, because sometimes people need to be taught a lesson to see where they went wrong. So I pick up like the energy of like, it's time to make a decision out of self-love. It's time to make a decision because it's time for you to shine, or you're also meant to be happy, or there's something better out there that is going to make you happier than this situation here, okay? That's what it feels like to me. But I want to get like maybe 1 or 2 more cards, what this is about. Okay. And again, then the energy also comes in with, if you leave, if one door opens, another one, if one door closes, another one opens. But this is what I'm being brought to, kind of like where it's time for you to be around people that appreciate you, or it's time for you to be around people that are not so, I'm hearing that are not so power hungry. I feel like you're supposed to get away from power hungry, controlling, attention hungry people. Okay, because like, I don't know what this is, because like I'm hearing it's like your time to shine, or something about, sorry guys, I'm just cleansing the energy here. Something about, I'm hearing this doesn't work anymore. This doesn't work anymore. I'm also hearing, I'm going to be very honest here. I'm also hearing this person, whoever this is, because it does feel like it is concerning other people. I would tell you if it's only you, but I'm seeing the 3 of Pentacles, I'm seeing the 6 of Cups. Okay, so it does feel like other people here that are involved in this whole situation. And you know, and this is funny because in the beginning of your reading I said I'm calling angels instead. So instead of calling this person, you're calling your angels instead, or something. I'm also hearing there's somebody that gives you wrong advice, or somebody, how can I even explain that energy? Yeah, listen to me, I'm gonna be very honest. Okay, listen, Spirit is telling me it's time for you to leave somebody in the past, to say goodbye to somebody, and to say goodbye to a person's childish ways, to say goodbye to a person's like controlling energy, to no longer let yourself get controlled, or to no longer get yourself influenced by this person's opinion or their input or something along those lines. Literally close the door behind you. Close the door behind you. I don't want to be surround. I don't want your energy to be around me anymore. Or you guys being around each other is not, it's not helping. It's not, it doesn't work here anymore. It's like water and oil and it doesn't mix. Okay. Now they're telling me that as soon as you leave this conflict behind you, again, it could be a colleague, it could be a work situation, it could be a friend, it could be like whatever, whoever. As soon as you start to close the door, kind of like where stop with the drama, or stop with the fake energy, or with this conflicting energy, like as soon as you close the door and drama is no longer in your life, is no longer present, or this person's like narcissistic or egotistical energy is no longer in your life, is when you manifest wealth, when you manifest a big opportunity. Somebody is literally like, somebody's in your life and they're not supposed to be in your life. I don't know what this is, or you are somewhere and you're not supposed to be there. And as soon as you close the door, you're basically manifesting like, let me actually see what the booklet says. Let me see what's going on here. If you're wondering what is this weird, I don't know if you can see it, but it's like a hot water bottle. Okay. Let me see what the booklet says with the Sun and Wealth, because we have here the number 777. So there's something about like your luck is returning, or good energy in your life is returning, or you manifesting positive things or good things in your life is manifesting as soon as this person is out of your life, or as soon as you leave this situation. This person is literally like the stone in the shoe, or this situation is a stone in the shoe, where just imagine you are the sun, okay? Who loves the sun? Just imagine you are the sun, okay? This person, their energy is more like a rainy cloud. So when they are around you, and again, I'm not saying like everybody that is sad or depressed needs to go. This is like a particular person who is very like egotistical. They don't care who gets hurt as long as they get what they want. They would actually like betray their friends. They would betray their family to get what they want. This is the type of energy that I'm talking about. I'm not talking about a sad or depressed person who maybe sometimes has a pessimistic outlook. I'm literally talking about somebody who likes to pick fights, who likes to provoke, who likes to say something and then turn around and act as though they're innocent, or somebody who is very like, they think very highly of themselves. They cannot say sorry. They think everybody has to bow down to them. They think that they know the truth, they know everything. They think they don't need to learn anything. They think that they're the best looking person on planet Earth. Like, they have a very big ego. This is like a person who has a very big ego, okay? And there's something about this person is like, their energy is shady. They have a dark energy. They have a dark aura. Literally, this person has a dark aura. They have a dark energy and a dark aura, okay? So when you are the sunshine and this person is next to you, they are kind of like an energy of a rainy cloud. So when we look at a weather forecast, instead of it being a sunny day from 24/7, instead of it being the sunniest day, instead of it being a super sunny day, it's a day that is sunny but also rainy. So it's like mixed results, where you could manifest more, or you could manifest better results if this person was not in the mix. That's what it feels like to me, or if this energy was not in the mix. For some of you guys, if it's not a person, it's definitely a habit that makes you feel conflicted, kind of like where instead of taking a nap, you drink 2 more coffees and then you get jittery, but then you also get stressed. And then the stress, you infuse that stressful energy into whatever you're doing instead of just taking a nap and then waking up and being calm. Just for example, if it's not a person, I feel like for a lot of you guys it is a person, or it is like a work situation, it's like a group or like a situation of a community or like people or something along those lines, or where you go to a place, and this place, it doesn't have good energy. So every time, let's say for example, you are a business owner and you have your coffee shop, and you always go to this coffee shop to have meetings, to have business meetings, just an example. So you have this coffee shop, you always go there. There used to be very good energy in this coffee shop. So every time you have business meetings, every time you want to network with somebody, you go to this coffee shop. Now recently you realize every time you go to this coffee shop, the energy is weird, things drop, the lights are flickering, the business meetings, the conversations are very shitty, things are just not going great. It might not be you, it might just be your environment is not good. Like if you would choose a different coffee shop, the energy would be different, and then also the result of, is this person gonna work with you? Is this person gonna give you a chance? Is this client gonna give you their money or whatever? Or are you gonna have a deal or like a business, like a successful business meeting? Depends on the environment more than on you. Does that make sense? That's what it feels like to me here. So with the 5 of Swords, there's something about like as soon as you like leave this energy behind, or as soon as you somehow find a way to protect yourself from that energy. If you tell me you cannot just, get away from this person, I would highly recommend for you to have like to do a protection mantra, to have like something around you, kind of like a symbol, like a ring, a chain, earrings or whatever, or to cleanse yourself from that energy so that it cannot affect you. That's what it feels like to me here, okay? Where there is an energy that is affecting you in a negative way, and all you need to do is close the door, walk away from it, or to somehow kind of like protect yourself with a ritual or whatever, or to somehow call to a goddess, or to somehow work with a goddess, or work with whatever your intuition is leading you to work with something that protects you from negative energy. Okay, so let me see what the sudden wealth here is about. So I literally feel like I heard like one lady say that she broke up with her ex and the next day she went viral on TikTok. This is what I'm feeling here. This is literally what I'm picking up here. Or as soon as you quit your job, like this toxic job, all of a sudden like your health issues are gone. That's what it feels like to me here. Or as soon as you don't hang out with this person anymore, your relationship gets better. Or all of a sudden there's so much love and happiness in your relationship now that you're not friends with this person anymore, because their energy was like clouding the harmony in the home, clouding the harmony in your relationship, or clouding maybe even your growth or whatever. That's what it feels like to me here. And again, for others of you, it could be a habit. It could be a habit that is not good for you, and your spirit guides are saying as soon as you leave this habit behind, you're gonna see that you're gonna feel like you hit the jackpot, or you're gonna be so happy about what a big impact it has that you're no longer indulging in this negative habit. Okay, so it says this card shows us a slot machine with all 7s. It's your lucky number. Gold coins spill onto the casino table. This card could mean that lost check that shows up, a monetary gift, a larger than anticipated tax refund, a bingo win. If this card is close to a significator, it means a large sum. But with the false person, so with the false person, card 8, your luck could turn sour and result in loss. Because there's like you see, this is what I'm literally talking about. With a false person around you, it changes, like it's a good thing, but if it is in close proximity to a false person, it's not good anymore. That's what it feels like, okay? And watch description. It can also mean many, much, or more. To counterpoint, card 24, thief, which can represent less, few, or fewer. Interesting. Okay, you can feel safe now. Sudden wealth announces success, affluence, gain, and profit in your job. It also shows a secure partnership. You can draw on unlimited sources at the moment, but avoid being wasteful or boastful. This is money you don't have to work for, such as a lottery win, a bonus, found money, or an inheritance. Close to the significator, it's a lot of money, but if it's far away in a large spread, the money is out of reach. When it's not about money, it could describe a nearby card as a lot. Okay, so let's see. I want to clarify this card here. So it feels like as soon as you cut this energy out of your life, there's a change happening. Okay, there's something about your health is coming back, money is showing up, harmony in your home is showing up, you getting a bonus at work. There's something about as soon as this person is out of your life, there's a lot of good things coming to you. They have been literally like a block. They have been a cock blocker. Okay, this person has been a cock blocker. Okay, can you clarify the sun wealth here? Can you clarify the sun wealth here? Yeah, look at that. Okay, so we have the Justice card here. I literally feel like it's a perfect time for you to tell somebody that you don't want to be with them anymore, or you don't want to continue your friendship or your partnership with this person, or you don't want to sign this contract, or you don't want to, you literally have to tell somebody here that you don't want them around you anymore. And I know how hard it is, believe me. I'm not confrontational, but your spirit guides are saying you can even ask your spirit guides to help you to get out of this tricky situation with this person, because I feel like you are supposed to have a talk with somebody and tell them that this is no longer working, or you no longer feel comfortable here, or something needs to change, or where you don't want to sign this contract, you want to move out. I'm picking up an energy of like, I want to move out, I don't want to be here anymore, maybe I feel out of love, maybe I don't feel the same way about our friendship, I don't feel comfortable around you anymore, something along those lines here. And again, for others of you, your spirit guides are saying if it's not a person, it's time for you to sit down and ask yourself, what are my bad habits and how are they affecting you? Okay, because there's a particular bad habit that is basically like blocking you, or this bad habit is preventing you from achieving big things, or this habit is you know, like slowing your growth, or this habit is like stopping you from being successful with something, or is stopping you from seeing changes in your life. Okay, let's see. What is the sun wealth about here? Can you give me one more card? What is the sun wealth about here? Yeah, okay. I do feel like you're supposed to get out of a contract. I don't know what this means here, okay? You're supposed to get out of a contract, or a contract is no longer good for you, is what I'm picking up here. Let me see. What is the sudden wealth about here? Wow. Okay. For some of you guys, I'm also hearing... Okay, how can I say that? Okay, listen to me. Listen to me, listen to me. I'm gonna... Ooh. Okay. Pile number 3. What I'm hearing is you have an angel. You have a spirit or an angel around you. Or it's a departed loved one. It could be your grandma, your grandpa watching over you. Whoever's watching over you, it could also be an ancestor. You could also call it God or the universe. Whatever you believe in, whatever your soul tells you. God or the universe does not like a person in your surroundings. You literally have a person around you. Okay, you have a person around you, and your grandpa in heaven does not like this person around you. And your grandpa is saying, I'm not gonna bring you your blessings because I don't like the person around you. If I give you this blessing, this person's gonna be like a leech, this person's gonna be like a cockroach and play even, they're gonna be even more fake nice to you and blind you, or kind of like sabotage you or manipulate you, and you're gonna waste your time with this person or with this friendship. So I'm not gonna bring this blessing to you, because if you have this blessing, these people are gonna be like leeches and like cockroaches around you, and I don't want that. So I want them to show who they truly are, and then you leave them in the past, and then I'm going to bring you this abundance, or then I'm going to bring you this blessing, because I am not willing to bring this blessing to you and then let a cockroach benefit, or let a fake person benefit from the blessing that comes to you, where your karma is literally to receive this blessing, but you are in close proximity with a person that has bad karma or that is not supposed to experience this type of blessing, because they're supposed to learn a lesson. God is saying, I want to teach the person next to you a lesson that you need to be pure-hearted, that you need to be a kind, pure-hearted soul. And it's not good to be fake and phony around people. If you're fake and phony, I'm not going to bring this blessing to you. That's what they're trying to teach a person around you. But you are part of this story because you're supposed to receive this blessing, but you are surrounded by a person that has bad karma, or that is a person that is not supposed to be part of your success story. Okay? Again, for others of you, it is a habit where your spirit guides are saying, you know this habit hurts you, you know this habit is not good for you. So it's time for you to kick this habit, this bad habit in the ass, because you're ready for this blessing. You are ready for this blessing. Okay? It is bye-bye to this bad habit, hello to good habits, and your blessing is coming to you. It feels like money, it feels like stability, it either feels like excellent or optimal health, that your health or optimal health is coming back. For others of you, it is something about like financially, like really seeing something, you know, like blossoming and blooming financially, catching a big fish. When it comes to your career, when it comes to your finances, even like dating, whatever it is, okay? This is what I'm picking up here. Interesting. This is so interesting what I'm picking up here. So let me look at the cards here. Because we have a few more cards, I'm just going to read them out to you because I feel like I already explained everything. So we have the card here, ask for what you want. Clear communication with yourself, with God, and with others helps you avoid misunderstandings and speeds up the process of answered prayers. Literally everything that I just said. You setting the record straight, cutting somebody out of your life, stopping a bad habit is literally speeding up the process of a manifestation, or speeding up the process of something good coming to you. Okay? We also have the card here, morning affirmations. It says, say positive affirmations each morning to open the gates of manifestation. You see, oh my God, I didn't even read that because I said I'm seeing a door. And look at that, it says open the gates of manifestation. So your spirit guides are saying it's a perfect time for you to practice positive affirmations, or to practice like saying something positive to yourself in the morning in front of a mirror, or to journal first thing in the morning, to journal your new reality into existence first thing in the morning, okay? Or something about where your spirit guides want you to listen to positive affirmations, maybe even at night before you go to bed. Listen to abundance affirmations, to self-confidence affirmations, to soulmate, meeting your soulmate affirmations, maybe like at night or in the morning. It's going to benefit you a lot. There's something about where it's gonna manipulate your mind into thinking very positively, okay? Because I feel like somebody maybe has been manipulating you into thinking negatively just with their energy and their aura, and it's time for you to come back to a positive mindset or a positive outlook on life, or to make healthy decisions again, okay? We also have the card, divine guidance. The ideas you are receiving are heaven-sent answers to your prayers, okay? And then the last card that came through here is waves of prosperity. It says new abundance and exciting opportunities wash over you now. Okay, so pile number 3, that's all I have for you guys. I hope this reading helped you. So there's literally like something that needs to go in order for something to arrive. Okay, it's the perfect time for you to say goodbye to one thing and to say hello to something else, or to somehow be very honest with another person. Or number 1, my thingy-majigger just flew down, so I feel like whoever this person is, they're blocking your intuition. This person is blocking your intuition, or this person is blocking your third eye, or this person is blocking you from receiving downloads. Or this environment. If it's not a person, it's an environment, or it's a habit. Let's say, for example, you drink coffee and you get very jittery when you drink coffee. You drinking coffee and being jittery, you are not receptive to downloads, or you're not receptive to the energy of the universe, or you're not receptive to hear what your spirit guides want you to know. Does that make sense? So just, okay, stop the coffee, and then you're going to receive ideas and information that is going to lead you to your next big breakthrough in your career, that is going to lead you to optimal health, that is going to lead you to this big fish or to this big catch or to this big opportunity in your life. Okay, so pile number 3, I think that's all I have for you guys. There's something about returning to health or returning to positive people, a positive attitude towards life. Okay, the card says being in the present moment. Okay, to kind of like it's the perfect time for you to be in the present moment and less in the past, or to think less about the past and more about in the present moment, to make your day beautiful right here, right now, and to not think about like the past or the future necessarily. Okay, it says essence, energy. Yeah, there's something about like where your energy is negatively affected, and it's time for you to reach your full potential energetically, to kind of like to reach like the heights of heights where you're happy and joyous and energetic and healthy and vibrant. And you can only reach this height if you drop the baggage. There's some type of baggage here that needs to be dropped. Okay, so it says essence, energy, self-awareness, life force, spirit, creativity, humor, honor, masculinity, distinction. So this energy could also be like a masculine energy or somebody who's very masculine. Okay, with this toxic energy that I pick up here. Yeah, you see, it also says ego, individuality, solitude, expression, self-sufficiency, shine, heart, beat, and father. For some of you guys, it could be connected to a dad or a father, but it could also be like a dad or a father in heaven that is not happy about somebody here around you, or something about you know that something is not good for you and you're doing it anyway, and your spirit guides are saying, let us know. Let us know when you're ready for your life to change. Let us know when you're ready to manifest optimal health. Let us know when you're ready to manifest like this big opportunity, this big money, romance in your life. Okay, let us know, but you let them know by stopping this habit. That's how you let them know that you are ready for this new energy here. Okay, that's what it feels like to me. Let me get one last card, because the King of Pentacles, again, it's either financially or health-wise. Okay, or also something about like reaching your goals when it comes to your health or your fitness, but it is connected to you dropping like a negative habit or whatever. Yeah, that's what it feels like here, because if you look at this card, they look very similar. It's like the path to success, the path to money, the path to everything that you always wanted. And I know I'm exaggerating here, but the Ten of Pentacles is literally everything. It's money, it's a stable family, it's a person that you're marrying, it's a financially abundant life, it's also a beautiful home. Okay, and the path is clear as soon as you close the door to something here. I just want to get one last card. Is there anything else that you want pile number 3 to know? What is the perfect time? It's the perfect time for what in pile number 3's life? The perfect time to make a decision here. Yeah, absolutely. The perfect time for you to walk the talk. The perfect time for you to isolate yourself from somebody. The perfect time for you to... The perfect time for you to plant the seeds for your future. Okay, but you can also see like it's dark. It's like a very dark energy. Do you see that here? Oh, I don't know why I'm being brought to that. Why am I being brought to that? There's something going on. Yeah, there's some type of dark energy that is supposed to be cleansed out of your system, out of your aura. Something shady, like a shady energy that needs to be cleansed out of your aura. Okay. And as soon as this energy is cleansed out of your aura, or even out of your mind, where your spirit is saying, your spirit guides are saying it's the perfect time for you to return to perfect mental health or optimal mental health, the perfect time for you to return to like a positive mindset, positive habits, positive thinking, a positive way of looking at yourself. Okay, it's the perfect time for that energy. And then you're also manifesting, this sudden wealth, or this feeling like, oh my God, I feel so blessed by everything that is happening. Okay, because I'm being brought to lucky syndrome. But in my opinion, luck is a person who has a very positive mindset, and because they do, or because they have, it doesn't even have to be positive, but where you have a mind that is working in your favor, because you think about the things that you want instead of the things that you don't want. And because you think about the things that you want, you get what you want. because it's your dominant thoughts, okay? That's what it feels like to me, to return to that, like to return you to your power, to your positive power, to your rainbow energy, to your sunny energy, to your bright smile, okay? Because I feel like something has been clouding it a little bit. Pile number 3, that's all I have for you guys. I hope you like this reading. I'm gonna see you in my next one, and I wish you a lovely day. Bye.